enai ne yiri ewo UN brofo bi a wakọ keka wo ho no enye brofo kuma enye na kam ni nche lodina te brofo sa plan. I hate nonsense. Walking from your bedroom to a washroom crano, it's difficult for you. Oko can't some phone be what? Engine FM. Me ye din and I'm help. And some phone what can decide the same respond. And I'm officer with the Dr. Mahmoud Baumiachin Timo can quasi asema. Me, my brother, I won't respond to you. Who born dog or bad?
Agyapong.
Honorable Kennedy Ohini Agyapong is a distinguished Ghanaian politician, entrepreneur, and philanthropist who has left a lasting mark on both business and political landscape of the nation. He is the long-serving MP for Asin Central under the ticket of MPP, a role he has held since 2000. Over the
Conferences like this are not just events, they are mirrors. They force us to look at ourselves as a country and ask, are we doing enough for our youth? The theme we gather under today is powerful. Is there enough youth empowerment? The gateway to sustainable economic development. As usual, I'll be brutally frank. Some speakers were not able to give the answer. I'll give you the answer, and the answer is no. The answer is no because we've had brilliant youth in this country that are eager to do something for themselves. But our leaders and governments have not prioritized the youth empowerment. And even an example that is a gentleman who asked a question about cocoa powder. It looks as if our policies in this country favored only foreign investors. And we, the local entrepreneurs, go through hardships, and sometimes we are treated by the authorities as if we are their enemies. But the gentleman, I want you to go back to the Minister of Finance and ask him the law of the free zones. I have a factory at the free zones, so I know that at least 30% should be sold locally. So if you're going to buy something from the free zones and you've been able to establish that you're a citizen, why should you pay the duty? Go back and ask, so what is the essence of the 30% that they should sell locally? I'll break my thoughts into two phases. The first one is the government role to empower the youth. Any government that do not assure the future of the youth, it means the country itself has no future. Because the youth is our future. So what the government has to do, or any leader with a vision has to do, is to make sure you create an enabling environment for everybody, including the youth, to support especially their businesses. 2, the government should make it a point to explore talents in this country. We need to explore talents among the youth. And not only exploring talents, but to give them support, the necessary support, to make sure that they realize their dreams. I have a different approach. The theory must end. We have to be pragmatic. We should start from our universities. They should amend their curriculum to include pragmatism. If enough is enough, where I was in Adisado College and I could recite from scene 1 or act 1 to the end of Macbeth, I only got to understand what I was reading in Adisado College when I only went to Fordham University, that I could actually understand Shakespeare. We need to stop that and make sure when we talk about national service, for instance, speakers, an engineer who has completed university and needed experience, when he goes to national service for appointment or recruitment, they gave him a receptionist. How do you expect an engineer to be a receptionist and expect him to deliver? This is what we are confronted with as a nation. At least engineers should be introduced to companies specialized in engineering field to enhance whatever they've learned and the practical experience that will enable them take their destiny into their own hands. This side of the world, in my country, Ghana, our policies do not encourage the youth to take their destiny into their own hands. A country where they believe only the old has the wisdom and the knowledge. I'm afraid we need to change. We have to appreciate the youth, the talent, and their innovations. If not, we'll be lagging behind when it comes to technology and innovations. Those days when we were in school, when you take math set to exams room, you were disqualified. But today, they take their laptops to the classrooms. We have to accept in the exams room. We have to accept that is the reality now. So we have to embrace it. But when it comes to Ghana, anything about the youth is relegated to the background. We need to change that. Again, as a nation, we need to change the mindset of Ghanaians, and especially the youth. The youth today believe that the only way to make money is to gamble. You see them all over the place, gambling, and threaten politicians who poses tax on gambling. I will pose tax on gambling to deter you, because that is not the way to make a living for the rest of your life. Let us identify young entrepreneurs and give them the support. I will use Asia Miracle as an example. Asia Miracle, the Sanyo, Hyundai, and all those companies were giving support. And the support was that when you fail, you are given money to buy your equipment. If you fail to use the equipment for what you put on that document before the money was released, they will take it from you. And that time, with all due respect to Nana, Nana cannot beg. Pastor cannot beg. Your uncle cannot beg. They will take the business from you and give it to Mr. B. And because the companies knew that when they make a mistake, they were going to take it from them, they made sure that all the equipment and monies that were given to them were properly used. That is why today we have all these companies. But I have to be honest. Ghanaian businessmen or entrepreneurs, some of them are also very dishonest. When loans are given to them to expand their businesses, they buy treasury bills and use the interest on the treasury bills to service the loan. How? I tell you the truth. I'm a businessman and I know that all these things must stop. If not, the future of our youth is bleak. They cannot do anything. So we need honest, as the nation is expecting honest leaders, the leaders are also expecting honest businessmen and honest youth. Now to the youth of this country, I know you have dreams. How are you going to realize your dreams? Let me share this few points with you. What I call 7 determinants of success. The 7 determinants of success. 1 is vision. You just don't sit here and call yourself a youth and expect government to do everything for you. All the successful people sitting here telling their story, none of them relied on government for his survival. They all work hard. So if you want to succeed as a youth, the first thing you have to do is to have a vision. Dream big. Do things big. Don't be a myopic thinker where everybody, when you explain what you want to do, your own colleagues will discourage you by saying, oh, you are too known, you are this. The moment they tell you are too known, that should be an encouragement to you to push ahead for your vision. Young men, you need to take risk. In life, if you don't take risk, you are not going to succeed. The future belongs to the risk takers, not security seekers. People, I'll give you an example of what I mean by security seekers. You have bank managers, head of corporations, they make money and all they do is they buy treasury bills. They don't want to take risk. When they buy the treasury bills, they tend to forget that it is somebody who is managing it for them to get their returns. And if I am managing your business to give you, say, 50%, it means I must make 100%. Now, why don't you manage your business and get the 100% yourself? So you have to take risk in all your endeavors. Without taking risk, you can never succeed. You can never be like one of the speakers here. So youth, from today, what you've heard from all the speakers, when you go back home, begin to think through it and be a risk taker. It is important. If not, you are never going to succeed. Again, you should be hardworking. You just don't dream and think your dreams will be realized if you don't work hard. You need to work hard. Normally, every person works for 8 hours for a corporation and goes back home. When my former minister was sharing or giving her speech, she made mention that she continues to run a family business and also work as a politician. What it means is that she makes money from the restaurant and makes money from politics. Anybody who works once, say 8 hours, and go to his comfortable home and enjoy, do not expect to make the same money as the one who has 2 jobs. Because if politics will give the minister, say 50,000 a year, restaurant may give her 100,000, and put together she has made an annual income of 150, compared to the one who works for only 8 hours and makes 50,000. What it means is that former minister has a higher purchasing power because she has 150 and you have 50. She can afford a lot of things which you cannot. The one who earns only 50,000. So you have to make sure you work hard. And if you work hard, the paramount what you have to do with the money you make is to have ability to save. You should be able to save some of your money, no matter how low or small your income is, because of the rainy day. Let me sound political a bit. Going around Western North, Ahafo and Bono, I saw all the cocoa farms. The cocoa, they can't do anything about it. And I called Cocoa Board to ask, my brother, I'm going around, and the way I see our cocoa trees, what is happening? He said there's a disease called swollen shoots. So what are you going to do? And listen to the sad part. He said, we have borrowed money from World Bank to plant new trees. And my question is, for over 100 years that we've sold our cocoa beans, we didn't think of rainy day that we have to save at least 5%. 5% of our earnings. And today that they have a swollen shoot, they are going to borrow money from World Bank before they can correct the wrongs. It's a shame. So don't be like the government who doesn't save. Save. If you are not married, save 70% of your income. If you are married, the couples should save 30% of their income because maybe they can have kids. Why I say 70%? is that the youth, when they come out of college and they get their first employment, all they think of is to have a girlfriend and a boyfriend. So they need their freedom. They have to be independent. But it comes with cost. Freedom comes with cost. When we are staying with parents, they will not let you pay rent, but at least when you come in, you buy food and bring it. And rent, ask our leaders here, rent takes about 30% of our income that we earn. So if you have a job and you are thinking of your freedom and you go and rent, a friend of mine went to rent in America, rented a place thinking the woman will help her. Meanwhile, the woman was sending money to Kwahu, and it created problems between them. So you need to save about 70%, stay with your parents for about 5 years, accumulate capital, and use the capital to start a business. You will see that your classmates who had a job and rented a place with a boyfriend or girlfriend will definitely be far, far behind you when it comes to capital. And a day will come that your accumulated capital that you have invested, when you are spending, you do not even feel it because you have enough for yourself. You need to invest your savings. You don't have somebody who came to me, Honorable. In fact, she's my niece. She saved about 120,000 cedis. And came to me, Uncle, I have saved so much. Then I asked her, so what other plans do you have with your savings? And she couldn't answer. Meanwhile, she has master's degree. And all she knows is, look at his bank statement and it's 120. You need to invest the $120,000 by taking risk. Life is full of risk. If you don't take risk, you are never going to succeed. You'll be stagnant. Again, the famous of all, when you hear Agyapong is rich, is this and that, my cardinal principle in business is honesty. Honesty. We have a lot of businessmen who have foreign partners. And when they invest their money in their business, they swindle them. But because of my honesty, as I sit here, a gentleman by me showed me some information that a man from Dubai has checked my background and he wants to meet me. I don't even know him. But anybody going to do business with you these days will check your background first. So if you want to succeed in life, you can be hardworking, you can be anything. But if you are not honest, believe you me, you will fail eventually. So it's honesty, honesty, honesty that will determine your success. Because we are in a global world. People will look at your information and will be willing to deal with you. Even if you approach them yourself, they will go back and check your background and come back again, whether to deal with you or not. So young men, with this determinant of success, what you also have to do is that don't rely on government for your survival. anybody who will rely on government for his survival. I'll give you an example. The cake is this small, and the whole country, everybody is fighting to get a piece. So how much are you going to get? That is the question. So to succeed in life, don't rely on government for your survival. Start a business. There was a question. It was not thrown to me, but I wanted to give the answer. If you want to do business, you might have the most brilliant ideas. But if you come to me with 0 down payment and expect me to give you 100% of your dreams, I'm afraid I'm not going to do it. I would not want to do it because I give you the money freely, you will spend it anyhow. I want to see your commitment. Even if you've committed 20%, then I will see the seriousness in you for me to invest in you. But coming in with brilliant ideas, and such people, they can really talk to convince you. But I've gone past that. So show commitment that indeed you believe in your product. 2, indeed you believe that the project is feasible. If you are able to commit yourself, then I will consider also assisting you. So young men and women here, it is not magic to be successful. Just simple things. But the government has to do a lot as well. Yesterday, I watched CNN and I was so inspired by Ghanaian women. Let's clap for Ghanaian women. And let's clap for the conveyor. Because all the theories I have propounded to change the paradigm shift, the conveyor said it all. And yesterday, 2 ladies, one, the name, later I got to know that she's a Ghanaian, but one I kept it. She's called TITTS. What they do is mix pineapple with mangoes, dry it, and export. And that business alone, according to CNN, is $8 billion business venture. What are we doing as a country? We only speak big English. When we have to be pragmatic, God has given us this rich land. I'm surprised that Ghanaians are only interested in our natural resources. I can assure you, if we know what to do, our cassava, pineapple, plantain, sugarcane, cocoa are more important than gold. We are lacking a leader who has creative mind and business as well. That is what we are lacking. So we have to make sure that we go back. I think on YouTube, you will see these ladies, what they are doing. Another time, I saw 2 ladies in real estate, also featured by CNN. It shows that the women are now aggressive. They are not waiting for their husbands to give them chop money. Clap for them again. So what we need is adding value to all our raw materials. We should create businesses in this country processing our raw materials, agro-processing with the value chain. I can stand here before you here and tell you how many factories I can get out of maize. Maize, I can get corn oil, 1. 2, I can get ethanol. 3, I can get maize flour. 4, I can get poultry feeds. 5, I can produce Cerelac. 6, I can produce corn flakes. What are we doing? We can use cassava for 32 different products. We use cassava for ethanol. We use cassava for starch. We use cassava for powder. We use cassava for poultry feeds. So many things we can do. Cassava biscuits. What are we doing? That is the question. So young men and women here today, this afternoon, if you are fortunate to get government job, fine. But if not, begin to pick mangoes. Begin to pick the pineapples. I have a young man who came to me with 2,000 acres of mango farms and 500 acres of coconut farm. I can tell you, so many things you can do with coconut, so many things you can do with pineapple or mangoes. So young men and women here, let's go into agro-processing. We are not going back to the agrarian style of farming. We are going to use technology, mechanized farming. Then from there, we add value to all our raw materials. And we'll make more money than the gold. Before I take my seat, let me give you an example. If you don't know, the fastest growing economy in West Africa here now is Benin. And he's using 2 things. 1, cotton. 2, tourism. Ghana, we produce cocoa over 100 years. And now we go to World Bank for 500 million. Or we hedge our cocoa for $500 million. A population of 9 million, Benin, this year, the revenue from cotton was $650 million. Strike the average and see. A population of 33.6 million looking for $500 million from World Bank. And a population of 9 million earning revenue of 650 million. That is the question. It tells you that our policies here they are fundamentally wrong, and we need to change it. We can solve our problems by using pragmatic approach and not theories. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We're grateful for your time and your thoughts. We appreciate your passion and your zeal to lead.
Do you agree with the minister that politics is attractive to the young persons now, sir?
Good question. Honestly, currently, the way we do politics in this country, I don't think it's attractive to the young ones. Because Ghanaians now believe that politicians, most of us, we don't speak the truth. And
a round of applause for him.
So even if the youth wants to go into politics, their parents tend to advise them to stay away from politics. Because the moment you start doing politics, that is when the day you were born will be told by your opponent. give all sort of information, misinformation about you. So I personally, with my experience, I don't think politics is attractive, and I will never advise any of my children to go into politics.
Right. So the second part, I give the microphone back to him. Honorable Agyapong, the second part of my question is this. If you are not willing to advise your children to be politicians, young persons, there are over 5,000 gathered here right now. How do we make politics attractive? Now, the caveat here, sir, is you go into politics to make money rather than, causing change in the economy. What do we do?
Individual choice. You can decide to go into politics. But anybody who comes to me to take advice from me, I always discourage them. And when they go, they go into it.
But you are there.
Yeah. So first, when I was going into it, the advice given to me, I didn't take it. But with the experience today, it's not attractive. I'm being brutally frank. So if the youth think politics, going into politics is an end to means or whatever, I'm afraid it's a wrong approach. You need to work on other things.
Thank you, sir. The microphone to Honorable Opong Kroma. Sir, the same question to you. You are quite young, a journalist, a communicator, and you went in there. So sometimes on interviews, people say, I want to be like Honorable Opong Kroma because he's young and he's done that. Same question to you. How do we make politics attractive to the young Ghanaian?
I think first, I'll take a bite on whether a lot more people are getting attracted to politics or other options. And I think that a lot of young people are getting attracted to politics for two reasons. Sometimes they admire the personalities who are involved for various purposes. And also, unfortunately, a lot of people, like my senior Honorable Agyapong mentioned, a lot of people believe that the fastest way to make money is to go into politics. And so you find a lot of young people congregating in that.
You are young. Did you make money? Have you made money?
Not yet. I think that has happened because, and for all of us across the political divide, I think we should admit, over the years, I mean, today we celebrate Dr. Nkruma's birthday. Over the years, since independence, we have not succeeded in making the broader Ghanaian economy and the pillars in the economy that ordinarily should attract a lot more people, like entrepreneurship and professions. We have not succeeded in making them as rewarding as it should be as against politics. And so I think that particularly for the younger ones who are in and who reflect on this, what we should be looking to do is to use our work, not necessarily to make politics attractive, but to use politics to deal with the broader issues in the society to make the society more attractive. You find millions of young people, who would express the view that if they had their way, they would leave the country. Why? It's because we in the political class from 1957 have not succeeded in making the broader economy attractive and rewarding enough. And I think that is what we should be focusing a lot more on.
Right. Thank you very much, sir.
Papa bi atwere book bi. Emekunu amo ananyam gemsi aye over 40 years say nyamekuru sa. Obi a wako secondary school for the past 40 years. When you see papa the book da. When book bi actually approaches series. So much of the series I'm writing it is piano. The book from here say the whole West Africa here. I didn't know how baby or a former member of parliament for the PSN Ariasu Pekwai. Honorable Alfred Obi Boateng, who found some Bofiano. Honorable Alfred Obi Boateng, the campaign for almost 2 years. The only year Jumama, His Excellency Kennedy accompanied for the president here. The Timothy regional or campaign for the can't go out of your call Western offer or your Penimo Nuclear SSA. You may be in the Kosovo, now His Excellency, or by the President. Who you are penny to say back on AU. Or your former regional manda. That's a new a former regional chairman or your former minister for lands and natural resources. Or sign the year ambassador to India. His Excellency Asuma Chairman, I'm going to say a channel. Mia Mijra Monimu Ameka say, a former Pini Daniel, the former two-term constituency chairman, or Padre Shawata, I won't give me Mantemu, the Sansia disciplinary committee chairman for Central Region and a member of the Regional Council of Patrons. The person of the chair home. When person of the chair home, the Casemuno, a Bama constituency, the original Wama constituency chairman, not the need some ababetu in the Medamas. Kukuru. I have one opening for the constituency executives. Electoral area coordinators, police station executives, council of elders, patrons, former executives, and in Panifa, Kahumina, Rabo. Because conference means Modia Kwaba should call Edmond. Now, made my Kwaba Salo. I can form a mere Balcom Yellow for the Oha. Rabo, what there? I'm a grand first. Now, I can't know. And so we don't see. Not your Cairo. Now, we kind of more. Once a fear, what the moon, how you feel that. Nanka hadie, the name is a proper no. A man of the Baba boy in Sanse, then known to see her. Meaning the Wayama and said nothing and to two. Within there, the car professor may have completed time. No shut yet, as no trade at the Royal Hotel. Uma said, Makumba 1,000. The guy. Na emma wa tunu mukura se obe prema mpanidia efri hono eba mia mia otija ko nofo otija ko wone primary ya peno odwele na ketwa opa kukuru me kai ni ama wa ya ma na mi otija ko fofo achi papa me kai Sika what the branch of the campaign, we decide for the board. Now, someone is car come home. So, now on the campaign, now considering the Embra. Also, a bunny for the guy force to do what the piano and survive. Sika and you decide. And a car come home, what the person is on you. Now, find the campaign. Conference way I would drop the hotel. Then for our banana. And I got one Yanaqua. And also the fact, I am Miami Yababa so, and next time I met the that I don't go that the man is all from Moreno. Now open the campaign. Now honorable. The pan no, not on person one now. 5-1 now. And the conference now Yanisa, but what is the man of Yamayano? You are the conference who can be Yanoni at the Oha. Number, and you see the kind of Yamay, then now also. Now I am the Abronye the ACO. Some say you don't know how bad the boy. Rabbi the Messiah can be a number say, don't go now. Young Kuano Panowa. If the problem in the fact, didn't quite be had uncle. That such a cup of pure
Kaya kama ija kaka bongo do waya matetema no no. Na nani tefem no yom ni fe. Who original coordinator so but this was the only chairman. I meet next week. I had a president on call and I would need to mean now why they excellence. And super ya mammy is so I also can't compare to one. Now the man of what you are doing here. What you are doing here, you can. And I will not a trouble for 1 year. And so what kind wait a second, could deal with council. Now could be my funny office bar. The moment pa over the man of one today, and media. Teluno, Miss Dami was just Namu. And I was say, your wife there. Now my shop was there. All of them more percentage, yeah. Now I'm more to the say. When my 100% I only young to quiet, then I expect. Now my 7 days of work, a year. Now my GPA, so young son no. 35 January no. The best say that we are there. But now not to maintain the very strong code amount. Because let me show my papa. Papa Samoka says, "Oh, Mama, come to see a man." Good. The Papa told me to someone send you. Muniano. You see, I have a family in few of creation. So people say, the party can move back one. Authority now, now a police station for it in Benavable. It in Benavable. Okay. They said the time they talk to you. You know, you know, and just you move a bigger, your car, your pine. A deep pain again at one hour, almost delegate, no, almost what somebody said in the bar on the top of MPP. You did to my Parada, MPP4. Among your piano, your phobia, your book tire, and they said, your baby to me, and to that. To me, the political power, you postpone you. Young Cafe and for being controlled about whom you and sour bra. You will be at no fire baby to you. And yet your baby, you are Pavonia. MPP need be any out to them our own penasa, including myself, including a compare for Agyapong, who be a penasa. But you see me say, you're the king. To me, so you told me 8 years with your former president, Nana Adudanko, the boy, because you are running me. You really about barely 8 years at all, as I told you, did not collect. At the time, our minds came in our science. Our minds came in our science. State agencies in our science. You call back to one of what said, Yakuaba, I'm between NDC and MPP. You lose 1.7 billion votes. I don't know the Omokati of the night. But they are using and the Abana Yakotuni had the Opeba Umiasam and I don't penasam. I can't hear penasam to MPP Quadia and come here with your penasam. But you need not command for people about 2 months about the Amaye. And that. It's 1.7 million. You tell me, near about you. Sad in the cop. Now, not only have been 2032 one. And so, for public cat, the Papaya was 50 here. Hey, and then I'm going to show. That will pay. That will pay. That will not pay. That will not pay. That will be different to you. Also, and I will pay. Now, we didn't make us. Adia amount of who are volunteering to open technology. Why are you sharing your bonus? The Ghana folk to want or money every year, who are there to good hour. I saw things now on our pedal. Yeah, the idea you then paying quality at the data bonus. Adaya Okasa. And I know the because all young people now are get their police executive. But people are done. I know. So all you do or Ghana and your better. I know where people you know. What you mean some who can for the buyer? I man not your community. Okay. And the Wakuma police station executive. electoral area coordinator wa promo ye wa bom 8 years and 40 bi a omu fi no na o promo you say obi how no say you did a police station for and that time now you go di tamu no omu na no so na tia o promo and then you put to mano number no be bon so a we put for na wo da no na kase ko to ba mo to ka bro ayo say abakọsọmọ esi 1991 and 1996 ebi besi 1991 bẹyìnfọ amoha yẹ kọtọ aba 1996 I think the election was held in 1995-96 1991 abatoa yẹ kọ 1992 yẹ bẹ ba bẹ yẹ pẹ power 1991 de kọ 1992 mo ka yẹ wura ẹdibọ ahẹ sọmọ ka wọle president kofọ ọmọ ti sọ ọmọ kọ yẹ no ẹdibọ ahẹ nyinaa ọhanti tẹmí ẹdùnmí sia 56%. Yes, so parking for Pona Namadalma, more high to look at. President Kufonia 17%. A hundred to move so. You didn't call about 1 million, I know, and no plan out all inside your many bosses from PNDC, NDC, now my some, yes, for the crowd is slow, and or just see a movement in the crowd. President Kufonia, that 100 to move at your summer for general election. Yeah, the proper 1996 I started primaries. You pay it and can for the call last 3 years. I know you're very free. You did the 1996. Party in the to about another way, the other music home. It's in the dance. Echo to a battle. President Kufuor now 17%, 100 to move in 1991. You did to a battle. Ọ̀nà ọba bẹ̀yà ọ̀há ìṣẹ̀mú ẹ̀dùnmí baako 51%. Ẹ̀ma ẹ̀dùkú ahẹ̀ na ọ̀há ìṣẹ̀mú ẹ̀dùasẹ́nu 35%. Kúrú díẹ̀ na ẹ̀ka tẹ̀ ọ́ ẹ̀kyerẹ́ sẹ́ that time. Paati mpanyinfo ní sẹ́díẹ̀ ẹ̀ná Ghana fún ewu ọ̀hún president Kufuor no ọ̀mú hu sẹ́ ọ̀mú mu mba yẹ mọ́démọ́lé bẹ́ kọ́ so àti ẹ̀dùkú ẹ̀dùkú ahẹ̀. Ìpara yẹ di president Kufuor kọ́ lẹ́sìn ní 1996 no. President Kufuor a good one again is 31%, echo 39%. And you pick the modular cost in your castle, and you central president Kufuor in the year 2000. I'm power for your Kojis and to that. Now the 2 years make us a no time to be time for a doctor. They were then, you're turning 8 years, Nanado, the big 8 years. Ya town no na collections. You vote no. Na do the end for 1.7 million. At the time of my resources in the crisis. And it will be the catch down say, you talk to pumping, you talk to bottom to here. Many say you talk to so much more no cost so antisa. Now we are at Yabe. I give you a whole more. The parents young cat that you ignite here. Power in your mind. Dr. Manu Babuya. The idea how a person will never do what he say. Say a poll, say a poll, but the address is here. I just be a people bang here. Uncle, you can afford to put to Abamaya. Who I think who are a if you sound a vice president. That is the problem. If you cry now on person, now so a couple vice president who are you people. But I thought I said about here, Ghana Babu said, Yawa Behu Prad Abayu Prado, the ministers near Yagina, you are not pleased for it, Akutia, into a law or your Sonko, into a law the Empire Home said, or young people, yet never on the Twabamai. Where or how much Nipana recognize that we've been to the 24 years, 6 times. Oba I see other people in the now NDC police at 13,500. Ọbaayẹ bẹgyina sẹmúlá sọdọdọm nsia a ọkọntẹsì asẹnti nyinaa no oriniye so 24 years in parliament wọn lè bẹtumi aka kyẹn sẹ ẹba ẹman yóò ti mu a ẹba leadership a ọnkwadì mu sáà nípa no ẹna mi kọ ọnam awọsẹ ẹnam sọ ọkọma party ẹnam sọ ọkọma Ghana man ebi yimama Ghana nyina ẹna bi yẹn ti no ẹsẹ sẹ ọsọ original hɔ na ọdị nsọmbọ kẹsịẹ ihe nyinaa yẹ bọ dị n'eso so yẹ kọ akọtọ abakiyama no na wọn bá ti the incoming president of the Republic of Ghana His Excellency Kennedy Akwampe Okorafor tóóbóì na yie ne saa no yẹ bẹ fẹ yẹ nua Sheikh Dauda
What Nanu different Kakrebia Maya, if we are near trade Medina, Medama. Your Minamidasi, standing on the existing protocols. Who will you? Who will you? Who will you? Your Minimum polling station executives, grassroots leader has come. Yes, that's party for again. I pray. You're a political party. You're a Bushabako. Political party is bigger. You're not afraid. You're not hey. Anybody, anything. Political power. Now the power no buy in somewhere. Near form a buy. You form a buyer. Now show man so then the put you aba. You about power 8 years. You are yet 2 million you were kwanya senke kita 2 million. And so you are China Idiama NDC. NDC about power under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mama. And now we know can say, no enemy ever get to say, oh, one no, they is different from your mamu. Your first certificate, not more, you can for your form, or more than 5. Overcover be 4 deputies, overcover be 3 deputies, or more over all the agencies. You follow, Omunya Ejumaya, and Mapuno. Now, Oka says 2028. You know, Ombejamusana. Ombejamupaye. And you see a Kura, a way you and yet Okua, a better, a Japon. And yet Kua, I will say, yes, and so. Now, Okupia, so, our commander, would be kind. Your leader would be kind in every battle. The battles are different. But 2028 battle, no, is the of battles. You must get a courageous leader, an energetic leader, a brave leader, a leader of the and that leader is no other person than Honorable Agyapong of Agyapong. Only my dear to say, your polling station in 2024, it's yes, to me, you will team, you will prepare, you will police, you will army, you will immigration. We have all the security apparatus. And so, if you continue doing the same thing, you get the same results. So let's do something different. The time to change of the fiber of MPP is now. It's now. Me, listen, if we are powers, party dear one about them. Party dear one history and tradition. And a party dear by dear and holding a war. Now, political thinkers, say, every party must be strategic. And party are obeying the Franca to 4 and on the federal. Everybody and holding a political society. A political account. So, rather everybody are in the holding. Million United say, MPP, you're holding a wood. I can't see it in anywhere. The holding way. You go to the eastern region, you go to the western region, you go to the central region, Bono, Ahafo, then the Ebese in your crack, Nanya, they say when your other regions, Nanya, na same piano, Kakana Bedin, Abekaho, Neko. Na say you see ye kono, but be a nya holding, never going Saltera. Nia, the better of them. When is powers? And I know Cafe, conference I want on Brutu, any empty back. But go to Upper East, about 13 conferences, any empty back. Never be only empty back. What for election 2024 is me going flag bearer everywhere. That is 2024, you could have MPs 137, independent of 138. You go to for election, and then you could have MPs 88, but who NDC to the same Aka 87. You hear the bank. The same no can say by election at the Tamale Central,
Your former flag bearer. I will free no. By letting you walk. Wally, any family, and how many miles? MPP to me call Aditra. Your car, you're very purple. Your play a crash. Play a crash, you know. All woman, over and this for. All got promise, and this for Senna, a company. Nipa 12. I don't know money, I would have said, I don't know money for a phone call. Nipa 12 in the call, and this is primary for Samuel Central. And to Mr. Ramon. I see a hand for a 2 hand for. When I'm working, the grassroots man, I work in your home. I will honorable Kennedy, a compare Agyapong. There are 2 abandoned manual, 24, police station Quran, Untiniko. And Tibuko Quran, chapter 103, was say, Bismillah Rahman Rahim, wal Asr, ila l'insan la fi husr, ila alladhina amanu wa amilu salihah, wa tawasaw bil haqq, wa tawasaw bil sabr. Wa fi yanka no kwenche yehu, yanka no kwenche yehu. I do say MPP yanka no press, never Kennedy Agyapong Emra. In 2024, yaka say, al-Muslim, al-Muslim. Al-Muslim, al-Muslim. Yanko Fokate say, Enya Juma, say al-Muslim, al-Muslim. Enya Juma, 2024, 2028, Enya Juma na. 2028, Enya Juma. And to the Serbia, I'll be the deep party, no. Amaya Kwajiki, 2028, Enya, Honorable Akumpreku, Kennedy Agyapong. Thank you very much. Come on, Sam Kasiamano. What's the idea? I read the say a can of prayer, a prayer, one other. Young can of prayer, there in Ada, no idea. 2028, there were 3. There were 2025, another. Now, I think let's have a experiment game to the data. That's the other 2032, and also, Miss Sharohono, Metal Sasser, the former member of parliament. Metal Sasser, the former Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, and our former ambassador to India, His Excellency Asuma Cheme. Uma Musamka Seman Pamcho. Kukrudu. You are chairman, party paying for polling station officers, electoral area coordinators, former executives, party manager, Memobia Ajo. And you made the uncommon media TITTS, make a baby, it's answer Matanasi check. The Picasso. Masem Tiawa, and they say, Yapokun Bakun, I am Anwada 2024. I may a party, Yetincho, the Senti, and ne, your opposition. Yura Mahama, John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, Odona. Iti o mine so sisi na ye ko kaneno akansie ya ene ye bepri enoa bi ekoso 2023 dodo na pa oni ankyere yewura Kennedy ohene Agyapong di franka no antimi amehye ne nsem na megidi ye se de anyumre mokodompem aye hama fefe sedie Budi kukromotino ebedomno ama metimi aba damasi na makane seye no na mepese mekyere bibi kakra bi ya emfiri me asoma kyere me ho na mum efiri yewura baumia na nkasa ho ya okano 2024 aprobonum ama eteye yetieni ni edinkan Muslimi fo amoha nyina mo fancheme na nyame na meka yewura baumia gina simpie so kama ye nyina yete ne se oye muslimi enti nkramofo bosu nyina odebeba ebio so osan kire ye nse ono ofritudu yaka tudu a kire zongo ofritudu na ninua Mahama NDC leader ono so fritudu na Mahama for 4 years Ono yewura baumia after 10 and so what 8 years. He say yatoma yewura Mahama oba bedi man no so a kani fi naipe utwawia akunyano emmasire mu sese yewura baumia odaso yesremini omefiri tachiman onko firi sunyane onko firi nkran kwa no daso firi ofiri srem enon sesai yewura mahama enyaye ede na ka dodo na akura susu se nke be ya nka onko fa form kura because ono aka se ebeke pa ansana asan akosire mu bio na odaso eye sremini de ene na eya asensebe se ekoho na akodi mfie nwotwe mfie dumienu mfie dunsia ene na ya sem MPP ye tenase ye de kokromoti na san akoma ne bio na ya betenase ama na chesa ansana asan ba yewa enuru ho no na akwada wadi mfie dunsia ne wadi abiasa mienu na nipa wo life span 70 years eboroso a ya dom na nyame de ama wo na mra wo se utimi de ye adwuma pa din mra ekopim fie duo num se wadi kan ahye mu dunsia atoagu na adwuma papa bia amamu a na okoya na se obai me kamfo yewura Kennedy ohene Agyapong ema wo anwumre se yen MPP for suma wa sum yen April 1992 ebesi sabri no enye som ketwa eno na chairman kasa obobo obiso ebe kire se yen ye former MP local boy omaneka oman materials degree Professor Akofi Amiao epenso no so odeniema esan beboa constituency ntonya hoho awo manim wodi ano to ha ye beko abato ne ye de hair dryer eba ha bibria eye yewura Kennedy Agyapong muhu sewing machines a ye de ba ha no ma eye yewura Kennedy Agyapong process no dodo na no eye yewura Kennedy Agyapong samoti se obi kwan denden awo radio so ana o TV so na o yipa amanfo pepri se o ye party ba se o nye party ba na o kom ewo hwa na eye grassroots yiedie party no kan pro party ni yiedie mrante wa titru ene mapa wa mo party no a mo ena party fapem kese pa ene ejina mo so isanse mo na mo doso mo get about 200,000 mo na mo ka se empuna na epunu mpanyifo ye wo mu ide ye dodo ye 10,000 pe timrantie no ejina mo so na mo hwe bibi ene entise kanede no se me kwaku asoma kire me fa mantam ha na mabeka kire o se ifrin kran na eba na Jubilee House se ifrisunya na eba na regional commander se na mifritachiman na eba na regional minister say za kasaka ni hopio ntia hunahuna bia nim bio mofa moamadwen enkoto aba no na motoa monkai yewura Kennedy ohene Agyapong na mofa kokromoti no enfem no enei kufudu enei na wofro tiasia nam efri wanti na wo konsofa edin a wote e wo kanum the political discussion because wa enoane Kennedy ohene Agyapong na wofro tachiman na wo kosunyane a edin a wote ya ne Kennedy ohene Agyapong wofro Kumase na bad grandson edin a wote ya ne Kennedy ohene Agyapong adentina akwase yetenase na afoforo kra enka yamanyokuo yi ho enama bonten no mo boda wuro se MPP for samude Kennedy ohene Agyapong badia yen nyina ebeye fua ye di kokromoti no apem ama tumi no atumi asan abedi mu nsam bio na tumi die ba wo nsam a ade niema bebre na eba ade mpuntuo eba wo mantam ade mpuntuo eba wo mantam ade mpuntuo eba ankrankre asetena mu na ade mpuntuo kese nso bebre ya manyokui we die ya de ne ba madam
Mo sam kase mano kokuru ya charo because my transfer bread Enti Metro Safre, Honorable Alfred Obey Boating, former member of Parliament for Babiani and Yasu the Five. Only education Komosima, if we are not His Excellency Nimobek. Yo, Mr. President, we cancel me to the existing protocol no, to cut down the time. I was saying for maybe saying, and say, Abana photo 2024, you lose yet. Okay, a NIPA 5. The NIPA 5 New Year will be anchored be more money more time. NIPA 5 for more ready to say, more the reason why 8 million, about 8 million and for about Oman Kotokra, no more to meet to Abani general elections. They say, the NIPA 5, Moma Monsaso, na Montre at the Crontia, Oman to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Kukudu. Now, that's the executives. Winter 2024, you lose 2 elections. In fact, MPP administration, Uchake, Bunu East, Omani Bunu East, Omani and the Then I make us money Bunu and the the whole Bunu East. Now about 2015, about 2020. You now one CEO plan Bunu East. At the same time, board member Krasono, Pioneer do Bunu East. Uchake is still regional, is still region Kwano. MPBI is almost Omunya MPs, Omunya ministerial appointments, Omunya board members, Omunya a lot of positions. Okay, acquire and war, voter region, and you acquire Kotua, but Metiaka, you put the command of your it's not some. Nobody play also executive, Madama, there is one. That's a reason, short reason.
Kukurudu, Honorable Pamuto, and Lydia Panso, Mitia Obia. The family mini Lydia. My year, you know, that's my North Francis 20, 10 years, none is our secondary school, not the King. And pay for one in a man and Emma. They met me a kind of some of years where you back at them and you're near the scene. I didn't start any Munan and any man.
No, I say I did Johnny Munan and Nam. Now, don't know also no. Mom better on Becasana. Omuya Asana. Hello. Ora, edi asem kamamen kan kromo. Bacho mamenka. We kakra me kan say MPP ma eye kom ene haaye. Nyentira me ka say praye beto ba no kakra mi hu ye no MPP ma ye ho a ye nya say nya bibi ewo mu no kakra MPP mpanfo nya ye no na de kwa pasakira NDC fo se omummra na omummra meto aba Abronye sekro mo a enfakira na ye ma say ye ma ye ma ye bibi no na kom erbu yen enu an ku yen me da masi yo enu an no ense say makani nyira le mira akra mekani say nia edi enya kese pa so ye amonti fo no so ka ho appointees no fact omoni ani we ye party ba ko ha say we say TTU no me na me kwa campaign awo yes appointee no na se ba na se wo tisi ta fa ne so a e be de na ejo ba sa kwa campaign ama nti ko ba say nya transfer nya na aboye ene ko di appointee me he and that last one. No, but pattern me damasi. Yes, no, you to prove. Me say we me put no eno nam so ema yelusu abano epa ba po ene de me bra e kan no. E say
yɛ no yɛkɔyɛ adidija yɛ members no ɛkɔdu sɛ ɛsɛ ma ɔmo hia yɛ paa yɛ no na yɛde attention no nyinaa akɔ afoforɔ na afei na yɛkɔtɔ ɔmo aba no ɛno ti saa adwuma no deɛ yɛbɛsrɛ mpanimfoɔ sɛ ɛduru hɔ bie ma yɛnhwɛ hɔ ɛyɛ na yɛnyɛ deɛ no ho hia yɛn ɛtɛn afoforɔ a yɛɛtoa wɔn no nepatɛ no dam ase.
Yo, abusuafoɔ manya nipa 5 na wie nti obiara ntena ase. Abusuafoɔ nipa about 8 million ɛna ɔmo akɔto aba. Hello. Nipa about 8 million ɛna ɔmo akɔto aba. Na mekyerɛ mu bibi kakra. Nipa 8 million na ɔmo akɔto aba. Muntie bibi. Wei ɛkyerɛ sɛ na ɔmo ɛmpɛ yɛ candidate no meboa anaa. At the same time so no na ɔmo mpɛ NDC for candidate nso meboa anaa. So sɛ ɛkɔm munye din yɛ ɛkɔm de MPP for sɛ yama ɛkɔm ate mo anaasɛ nipa 8 million no. Ebi a onye emu nyinaa kora na yɛ MPP foɔ ebi mu yɛ floating voters ɛna ebi nso yɛ MPP foɔ eti wɔn hu sɛ yɛ candidate no wɔn adidi agya mo eti na ne ho nyɛ mo akɔnɔ no sɛ na NDC foɔ candidate na mo hu no as alternative a sanka nipa 8 million no akebi emu bɛyɛ 2 million anaa 3 million bɛkɔ akɔto ama no mɛboa anaa eti abusuafoɔ. So big cancer, you would have Mahama Kura, Olusuye no, Wakwaba, Samba, the president. And Chilemune said, they are the candidate, none of whom ya kono ekoya. Say you would have Mahama, who to make the president. What you say, 8 million, no, yet the candidate, none of whom ya kona. The whole Ghana for any problem with him. And a 3 million. Ana 2.5 kura akɔto kan ne eya ayɛ no ho a anka Mahama obetumi amuni ana enti yɛsrɛ mo sɛ obi ba na ɔbɛkeka Mahama kura akɔ aba adeɛ mmienu biara deɛ wopɔmpɛ a deɛ tɛ biara baako mu edu sen baako enti Mahama no kura rejected no ɛnam sɛ ɛkɔfa candidate a na wɔyɛ fɔfɔɔfɔ no nti ɛna ma Mahama ɛsan bɛdi president no enti sɛ nnɛ yeye ya adwene sɛ nsa akɔfa saa candidate na ba bie mu a ɛsrɛ mo NDC candidate ɔm de ne bɛba no ne ho ni asɛm biara ɔno ɔmɛdi president ne rejected ne da eti nipa 8 million na ɔmo to hɔ na ɔmo anto aba no maame a ɔhyɛ green mpakyɛw wopɛ sɛ ɔkasa anaa bɛgye
ɛbɛfa deɛ ɛbɛfa me ka ne sɛ ɛyɛ mmɔɔ a ɛbɛtaa yɛ no mmɔde baeɛ a ɔman kyɛn na ɔmo de si hɔ no ɛne ma yɛ lusi saa ba no wɔ pie masa no ti nɛɛsɛ ɔmo de adeɛ ba ɔmo nkɔ afa wura ɔmo nsɛm coordinators na executive obi anyam deɛ yɛbɛtɔ wɔ ne nsɛm ɛde ama no ɛna wɔasɛ ɔmo.
yoo yɛda ase abusuafoɔ hello na hwɛ yɛsrɛ mo neɛ n'agye kan aka no momfa nto mo adwene mu sɛ nipa 8 million na ɔmo gu hɔ na ɔmo anto aba no ɛnyɛ sɛ 2028 nso ɔmo nkɔto aba o ɔmo mu bebree bɛto aba 2028 demo mokɔfa saa 2 candidates yɛkɔfa owura Mahama so obetumi akɔ biem ɔntumi nkɔ biem nti na obetumi akɔ biem na ɔba ne nso yɛkɔfa yɛ wura mamuta omiɛnsan ba biem dia ɛne bibia nsesan yɛ saa 8 million ɔmo nsan to aba but yɛ wura Mahama deɛ ɔntumi ma biem so ɔmo kɔ akɔfa candidate aba 8 million no ebu bi betumi akɔ akɔto akɔpɔfo ɔmo sɛ yɛn nso yɛnfa yɛankɔ adwendwene mu na yɛn nso yɛansesa candidate no amfa candidate a 8 million no ɔwɔ didie wɔ ne mu a na kyerɛ sɛ NDC foɔ na bɛpɔ kɔsɛ yɛde candidate a na ne mu edu baeɛ a Mahama say anka retire no politics mu eti mo fɛ no yɛde ɛno to nkyɛn a Fremo, Yeni Abaya Samo Kaye, Niamunina Moka, Editija, fertilizer bar, Yenke, Abuja, my men can't someone tremble. It's about leadership. And the Oka, Kofa fish, Etoha. Man, 4 days, fish and the Satia Pro. A best Satia Pro, Nitrino, and Satin Pro, Friano. 80, the more leader, no pet. President LP, so we was a leadership quality now. And Kono could have ordered them. So we are PCO, we are FYO, we are MMDC, near the normal banner won't chat. Go back to class and say, Homo. Muji say, you will accompany Kuno yet, flag bearer, and I could be yes, I can want Santana. I can't Santana. If you have for where the party are for sure, even a person to Baha. Ese yiri pana na person no eto ba ha na se onum no ho wofo mo so enne bu na mo te hai mo sem bu nyira ye di die jamu ye wo hwe enso ye nim wo doctor ko amowo ma o mo nditi jamu no mo ti tie jamu ama bresa nfie wo hwe no musan wo body mo mo ye dadam kakra na musan ko di wo mo tie na me gidi say mu conference we tie na nyame ada Roma enye hanko a pa bia yakọ bia obia say premier so ya yakọ say yewura wo winia na bia yenye eti na chi no ya anye ye no ma yie na bia o ma rege na mo de munyira majority are going to vote for him it's here na ye mo ade no by because I mean Fabio ya gidi say mu amoti ha obia e di aye mu bebrebe we mu ta betna ensan fa me mu bi mu ana ma so yewura ba forms no di amamu no the social contract no emerenti for foti he mu aba akama ba di na nkama aba me di ka ka munyai bonya ba wie na mu yan kansa ni nyina na mu fa nko because ahwa mu ntibiem because a common to my demo you data. Because now a common to me. This is not a Paco bin and no, you need it. But as some party, and we here form to your way. You will be canceled the you quite and Famunco. Now, form to me, the Cramono. I see any say. More pet a Jumaye, Usuma Jumaye. The Yamia don't know the president. Mo amo pebusia edi ebuebu mo dwuma ana se mo de atretre mo dwuma mu ene mo so private sector so obepe contract ewo aban adwuma mu no sa no ma mi ensa we ye ba aban mu a sa no ma mi ensa we na hu hia ye kese bebo ana se obenya adwuma ye o ta aban adwuma ni bia ye obenya bia ye o ta aban business aya mo amoye business no mutumbenya contract ni bi na mo so amope bosia so de atete mo amodwuma mutumu benya bi wunya saa no ma miensa wi a fertilizer yi adu ni abai na oka ohai onu kura nka ompe sesi a otuwe se wo ye business na egum otuenya 1 billion profit fertilizer untumi so here bia untumi nkoto bia na etiesem solution na papa ide ba no eti data no ye de akogu computer so ye de akogu ho later mo ye ekabe 2 weeks lessons na ye be pa area by lecture area bi eni mo ba be din komo de bi e ho no so no e de ye be kire mo ama ye akro agency kura wa o pe bu adwuma ye no abanye adwuma ye no ba bi apese o ye adwuma wo be tutu. And no, we are not limited to taking my hand. Can have a Pia, Payajuma Pia, formerly. OPC, Okoye, Juma Ghana Airport Company, Civil Aviation, Electricity, GMPC, Ghana Gas. But Pia, OPC, Okoye, Juma, yet a Payajuma no, yet it forms on the back, what you do. Who hear no one, who also business of a soil, a or a carpenter, or yet. Nkonya, monotex, and so on. Now, what you do agency pay and relevant. Ministry of Education, and get fund.
omu na omu a supply order sa nkonwa no utumi tusu eho and so many things ubu opese or supply ebro opese or supply gari and no buffer stock no what tusu eho. Very good. Enti no obia the opese business no so be tusu na die. Then bonso a mo pre bosia wo de wadwuma a wo ye no e okay ma na mom wo pese wo trem eti wo sa no so no wo be apply be choose loan na mo no exam ne maslock ne ne keka ho e ho ne de mo so e ko eti nyame ya atomo a mo tusu awie no ye be sort ne out e wo ye head office ho ye di odia group way mo amutusu electricity company na ye de mo de ase envelope de atwera gu akire mo amutusu GMPC a ne asort ne de ase envelope de atwera gu ansana ye de gu computer no so ye sanya hard copy nyame ya atom na ye de papa e be tena konwa ne so a na ye appointment na sata no obi a be na appointment letter the papa and ye say onko GMPC a eta ọkọ no ni afẹ mo brown envelope mo amutusu GMPC no ni afẹ mu nyina say date way time way product enti papa ne te ho no ye de na appointment letter a share nsam no na mo tete ho aka say any pattern way and any perfect way or more itumpe osuma adwuma ye GMPC ho itum so e pese o me business o GMPC ho iti woni wo mo nye de nko na ko my appointment letters more mo konso a omo on business so package business ni bi e mo no mo so abra Abronye dey enko anim ni aye ne saa ti be wie no ni assorto everybody out omo on pay loan so no so ye the Exim Bank omo director ye the letter mana na mo so ya frame ho maslock ye the letter mana ni aframe ho ADP ye the letter mana ni aframe ho CDG, yet the letter man one near the from commercial bank, yet the letter man near from her. It's a for we take such a jet a paid by. There will be what they have. Not open in the year 1 year. With so say, about we to pick 1,000 cities, bro, or be the 10,000 bro, 7 to Obama, not to other person. Scan it the agility. Na o through our own one no gyina ho tomano no no so me buama wa bra Abronye dey wa bra bo enkosoro. That is the only way saadi o dey by Japan te eno mo aye saadi we bia ama president akwatna so 32 years and a pay the akosha asin for some year brainstorming say we want to come and implement the same thing ewo Ghana ha in MPP na say o the way bro na ompia e dey na open Kosiada no apa sorry bisua free Yakupon say Yakupon ohu mobo na wabra bonko so enne tete no de na uso free nyame a na de man ani firi soro na abeto ho ama be ne de onye nsa o de fa ni paso ene Yakupon osiesie papa yi enu eji no e di ama MPP fo eti esremo mo ma yemfa ne mra na ye nyina ya bra Abronye dey enko soro ye de mu nyina
Okunu, Pastor Mommy here, Pastor Abronye, sorry now on here to support the incoming President of the Republic of Ghana. His Excellency Kennedy Agyapong Agyapong. Ọ̀bẹ̀tìdá mo ní ẹ̀ma ọ̀bẹ̀ ìyàwó mi fún sẹ́mu láti ìlú máa bá na mo yẹ bí Pastor Mommy mo sọ kàṣẹ́ ìṣẹ́rù.
Constituency executives, former constituency executives, council of elders, patrons, electoral area coordinators, and my polling station executives. Matise Mubahache. Na minimum India, almost Shanasa. It is said, any year ready for Kintampo now until 9 o'clock. And so, Oma are ready at 11:30. Yes, sir. Now, a diba other constituencies also. To the miserable, unfunctioning, and yet, and down. Now, and you know, they become with the actual pockets, the MPP and then a public actual say. The animal meaning in fear of fear a tremble. In the miserable, much so, Mammy, who said, someone knew her MPP party, no, and knew her. It is a one quiet Juma Amayan, then Timmy Elwin. Now you know when you're Juma party a woman. So you know, I have Juma, I'm a Timmy in the back. Now who could be there? Who come from one? They do almost see agencies. Let me show him cultural say, and your party in tea, and your na party ni my o now your CEO our agency no ti masro mo ba he obi bisa mo certificate yanza na mo we mo ana mo ba he obi ka sra mo say mo nko online and ko fill form and san mo shia Canada Japan aduntina party ni nim se mo nim nyansa adwene wo mo trim Mutumi kasasira one more in the Afa, Momobedia Fatu Abamaye. Now, when you mediba, now the old here be here. Etulution when you catch the party, but any party in the car. Children, Masram. Say you power any in a Sabbath, have a catch them say, Montua Bama womb. Motuma womb we pay. Omuka, Mungu. Sabrea, you funny is so a bomb and some creation. In particular, a tier of position, Fanukraba, Yente. The Muslim. And then Mahama, Wama, Canada, Japan, why I cannot our MPP, I don't know. Now, what can you know? The culture and say, Mammy, I'm more grassroots for, I'm more grassroots for, the car, Kakrabinoa, and Yadino. No more to me, as Sam, Agony. I'm a map on what I say, Canada, Japan, or Casaro, or the deep party, what and Miniano, Messerable. And next, Mahama. Akona awama me ho aye ni se wo hwe Mahama appointment awaya sabe obi a wanwe SS kra no otumi aye ne national director na enne mo amwa hwai nipa bebre wo nimbia enso ope adwuma no position ni bia yamfa maw yes certificate the mesrem sani paya no sabe bi media mekano krachro emranti egu ha muni adwuma ye onipa nanim nyam e wo wiase ene na adwuma enipa wonim nyam ene adwuma so woni adwuma ya sabe ofie kura no o makura emu timisramo mo mayentuma obia obetimi edi impuntio abaha. Now, did you mehu our ha? Maybe someone say, and the boy is sure say, number of political leaders, was our constituencies here to what we are. And yes, some more Panobuasi, sacred, and you, Musawo. Trade Bako and Zuha. The call and Grand no, Kentampo, South Sonso, Womsuo, Waterfall, Mienu. The call Kentampo North, Womsuo, Waterfall, Mienu. Aya Kentampo Falls, any Fula, ni na ha na menkyerɛ mo ade yɛtumi ekuro bi wɔ America ne Canada ɛhyɛ so ɛna waterfalls kɛseɛ ɛwɔ hɔ ti ekuro no de Niagara wonim sɛ tourist a ɛkɔ hɔ ɛkɔhwɛ Niagara Falls no hotels a almost see any summertime parks a almost nkyɛn ɛsɛ wani sika Niagara Falls enya nti wɔn yɛ ayɛ no deɛ ntumi nye bi wɔ ha yɛntumi nye bi wɔ ha yɛhia ɔkandifo a ɔyɛ businessman a wɔbɛtumi ahu sɛ saa waterfalls yi ebetumi di sika abrɛ yɛ mo adeɛ baako a ɛdi sika ɛbɛba Pachima Kintampo ɛnyina because Kintampo is the center of Ghana. I mean, come on, Abokosom. History ni kyerɛ sɛ ɛmra Britishfoɔ ɛbɛkɔnka a colonize yɛn. There were 4 great countries in the world that time. The British, or Britain, Spain, Holland, and Germany tried the Omu Benchiri. France and another Omu fighting Africa. Adia British New Year working Tampo, and he said, more block a certain TV or the original a bonusua. Omu Ghana Babia Obia over invading Ghana beyond they see it. This is a rich history. I was saying, you can be Cretino as a tourist site. As a tourist site, this is a baba. I didn't hear you. One. With all this, now I'm renting any Mabawa in Yajuma. I'm one of the Kahubi. Yabania can of crash Ramo. Someone to Abama Nipasma here. Obet me a year. Obet me a year. Where me quay. There were to do me a magwasum last minute. The second of the Agyapong, Sikana, the Bahano, extra, and Tian Tuaba. Uji Sikako Tuaba. Obia on to me winning power. Obey and one investors the crab. Even when we need power crana. Only him dear that he created tourist site or tourist sites. And Nipa ever back in Tampo Tekima area. Ama hotels Abaha. Ama Mrantiani Maba was when Juma Aye. Mesram. Mamma Sika Emi Animukan. No Momiansha Ankra, your two manua party. Obey me according to me, and their money. So, you are sorry, them now prophecy preaching, Montama Ganeria Japan. One obey me winning 2028. What about him as a Canadian Japan? Who could come as a Canadian Japan? Who could chop bar as a Canadian Japan? A school for Crasses, Canadian Japan. Let's see a bit media and you did. The media and your deity. In the history of Ghanaian politics, there's only one politician. What's this for Ghana? Ha? Ghana for now, Casapacho, Mumfanmreye, Yabetuama, and it can be a Japan. Yanka Wilson, Yania MPP from Guam, Yentimin Tuaba and Crosso, prepaid plus. One vote. You need Ghana for no. It's necessary. Nientia a phone worker, Nientia Ghana worker, taxi drivers, Ofa, both. Baby, catch us MPP. Come on, Canadian Japan. This time, Claudia, who can see action first. Messer, Moyamado. Put your moon somewhere. Mantini and creative opportunities our ha and I'm ranting in Baba when you matter. Yabatian and Fiona Naba, Montunjiam. Yatia more cashew. Not cashew, you know. Yabia and Sam. Uninia, where you are immense, cashew drinks. Namua Mubia, who come Mema Unia cashew notice in your January. Not a hopeful to me drinks. Not yet to me and yet drinks. Factoria, a bit in your drink, Montoma Canadian Japan. You'll see what will happen. So, cashew. Most will actually ama and Sasi Uranum Yamon seedlings. Now, what you are, but it's a son of your and then we offer a figure of processed cashew at the cost shop right. Or catch me say, Ghana cashew no board into a court, a court free Cote d'Ivoire. Or the fat transport of Benin. Still, Cote d'Ivoire cashew. cheaper than Ghana by 40%. It's all because yenya cashew no esusa, efuo no esusa. Say large scale plantations. Na yam emma India for no emma yesika ana adeɛ no so wie a ɔno abɛkyerɛ price of the month. No, it will be thing of the past. We are not going to allow that. We will create huge plantations and process the cashew here and export it. Maybe export it. Yes, sir. Omo drinks ebefe nipa. Omo process ebefe nipa. Obi a order cashew farm no ewo didie se obenya atofo ntinu obetre na food. This is how you develop a town. This is how you improve the standard of living. Banchi. The banchi. Someone banchi and you make me ya and can who on pasoche cash and who on pasoche go. Because you give me the banchi and you near my baku 32. Our Thailand. I mean, who say a maybe a banchi. Na Gary, Midrona, mystery. If you know what we can do with cassava, even cassava, no, na, Omo Ahipu is a mountain, that it generates electricity. The best with the cassava, no, a good one, I generate electricity because baller be a one we are to when two wood this time, you have the baller. Generate electricity. And the Yamana, Banka Wuna, Guana, Omumpen, yet the best generate electricity. A better supply, the Jima not to have one. Yes. You need a businessman. You need a man who is creative, a man who has done it before. Not anybody. Of another culture, to mommy. Because of the brofo. In English, is a job. In English is a job. What we have from independence, ya kabrofo, and ye. Now, Muntian, a baby one say, this time around, you better to abandon 90%. If you say, me Canada, Japan, my MP for 24 years. And so, my country was parliament to that. And then, for be said, Utuma Canada, Japan, on the one to Brofo, on to me call IMF, and Koji, and Cocabrofo, you loan, on to me call IMF, and Cocabrofo, and you be here, on to me call BBC, and Cocabrofo, Maminchiro. Obia, or the call IMF, as a leader. Now, what about this? It means fairly complete. Upper World Bank. So, what this year, at the other shot Ghana, or fairly. But you didn't fairly. Because the basics are completely wrong. Almost priorities in are wrong. Take your care. Not Kosia. Kosia, the call Doma. Doma for Kashira, me say. The code you are for a faka. At Romu Kosia, a Doma. Omu Diano Bo Fuche, Ghana, the Dinianto. Abra, you to the banki, a produce fees. So what the soya bean, a frog bankinum, and mix it. What the man cook on now. Kosiano, boom, Kosiana opens a yoke, Yoke. I am you. You are Banjoa. Banki, the 20-year ethanol, would make ethanol, application. Now, first of all, a fire near Fasunum application, there are women that work. Obi Fiano Gogoro, Obi Sekabit Rawasi, Obi Chese, a dinner now application, won't you? Now, Obiante, but application. I won't pass one is said. Ghana petrol and boya team. It's me the Abronye, it's me the Agyapong, it's me the Bankia, it's me the potato. A year, wobɛtumi de bayerɛ ayɛ ethanol no ɛne sɛ yɛ petrol ne boa yɛ dini yɛyɛ ethanol no bebree a sɛ petrol no wode petrol nko ara yɛ a na wotɔ 1 litre bi a wotɔ no 1 cedi a sɛ wode apɛtɛhye ne fura petrol no mu a na yɛmfa sɛ 60% ɛyɛ wahankyɛm aduosia ɛyɛ petrol ɛna wahankyɛm aduanan ɛyɛ ethanol a womɛsi a whole company no a ɛmɛsi saa petrol no can employ over 500 people na ɛbɛma petrol no ɛboɔ no akɔ fam sɛ petrol nko ara na wode yɛɛ a ɛyɛ 1 cedi but sɛ wode apɛtɛhye fura mu a ɛyɛ 80%. Petrol boɔ ɛbɛba fam. Ebiem sɛ wokɔ hospital na yɛwɔ ɔpaneɛ na mogya ɛba a nurse no te asaawa no a na wahwie white liquid bi saa liquid no ɛna meka kyerɛ ɛyɛ ethanol bɔn sɛ ɔde fa ɛso apɛ na mogya no atwa wɔn a ka kyerɛ sɛ wobɛtumi de gold akɔmpɛ bankye no way bayɛ ni nimdeɛ nti wɔn de gold ɛna wɔn sɛe asase no nyinaa ebiem bankye ebɛtumi de bankye ayɛ esam anaa powder a yɛtumi de wɔ fufuo o package no because nkran nyɛ fɛ na ɛkɔtɔ waduro akɔtɔ wɔma ghanafoɔ a wɔaburokyire nyɛ fɛ na ɔkɔtɔ waduro akɔtɔ wɔma nti wo package mo process bankye no into powder na bɔɔdi a yɛdie yi a mekɔ akɔntɔmmra bɔɔdi swaman dwaabo so sɛhwiyɔɔ so bia east bia west egu hɔ saa na ɛbere ɛnoa ne sɛ wohia factory ɛnso koraa te sɛ a ɛbɛtumi aprocess bɔɔdeɛ no into powder na wapackage ne aɛspɔto ghanafoɔ a wɔaborɔkyire africans nyinaa ɛpɛ bi koraa wɔn nyɛ bi ntɔ na egu ha na ɛsɛe na borɔfo nkoa na wɔn akaakaakaakaakaaka wei mɛsrɛ no we need a pragmatic leader a leader who can change our fortunes wɔde ani ankasa asase pa a nyankopɔn aboama yɛ ɛte abɔɔdeɛ no wɔyɛ powder ansa wotwa bɔɔdeɛ no a na wato ne dum no atwe ne dum no koraa ho hia kyɛn bɔɔdeɛ no a aso no wɔnim ne ndra first one adeɛ yi a yɛnam si wei yɛtumi de bɔɔdeɛ adum no ɛyɛ carpet yɛtumi de bɔɔdeɛ ɛyɛ papa yi ahoma no a yɛde yɛ saa adeɛ wei nyinaa yɛtumi de bɔɔdeɛ dum no ɛyɛ wo a wogyi n'akyini biara no mɛtwa tikiti ama wo na mede wakɔ kenya ha yaa na wakɔ hɛ tɔwɔyi mo deɛ mo ehia paa sɛ enipa bi bɛkɔ na wɔn akɔhu wɔn ani so adeɛ na wɔn ba ne yɛ kaa na wɔn agye atum kenya ha yaa ebiem bɔɔdeɛ mpanyinfo a wɔ ha ne sisa panyin a wɔ ha enyim sɛ n'ani afi nana yɛyɛ nkwalaa no dɔmpem bɔɔdeɛ mpakyɛ ɔtena se bɔɔdeɛ edum no yɛbore yɛfrɛ ne baha na wokɔ dua so a ɛno na ade kɔ mmaa yɛ nananom that time wɔn mu bu wɔn mu nsa a na wɔn mu yusu baha ɛnɛ there's a new technology a yɛde bɔɔdeɛ dum no ɛyɛ pampers ɛyɛ diapers ɛyɛ tissue ɛde ɛmi akyire mɛsirɛ mo mo ma mi 1 term pɛ 1 term pɛ na mo hwɛ enyim a yɛbɛtumi ayɛ ɛwɔ ghana ha yɛ ɛburo baabi a yɛnam bia aha asɔredan yɛkyi wobɛdua aburo wobɛtu ani na awɔtwe na ɛburu nsɛm ɛburo yɛtumi de ɛburo no yɛ ethanol yɛtumi de Abronye starch. Starch, you know, and yana, yɛde twi ataadeɛ so wɔ school no nko a. Every pharmaceutical industry use starch. Samu a, sa uti oya, na uko na doctor prescribe paracetamol, codeine, Ariare, Amam B, Tylenol. Ni nyinaa no starch wom. Yɛde banchi ɛyɛ starch. Yɛde aburo ɛyɛ starch. Ghana pharmaceutical industries ni nyinaa no. Ɛnam sɛ yɛnni ho animdeɛ nti no, ɔmo kra potato starch from Abronye and Sana, ɔmo tumi ayɛ drugs no ama yɛ. We are going to stop that. We will produce our starch. Yɛnyɛ 2 factories o. Ethanol for bɛfa, starch for bɛfa. Yɛwie a, sɛ banchi ɛna woyi starch no firi mu a, ne nsuo no ɛna breweries for nso tɔ ɛna ɔmo de ayɛ Guinness, beer, malt. Ɛnyɛ 3 factories no anya no. Ebiom, wɔyi banchi ne nsuo no a wompɛ wokɔto nea wɔayɛ no nyinaa gu no, ɛno ne yɛde yɛ poultry feeds. Poultry feeds. Ɛbɛtumi ama kosua boa yɛ fo. Ebiom, sɛ wokɔ na banchi, yɛayɛ biscuit paa ma wo a ɛsɛ w'ani ɛwɔ Thailand. You never know sɛ ɛyɛ banchi ɛne yɛde yɛ. Aburo, yɛte ha yi, nwurabafoɔ yi, anaa mo mma no mo kɔ sukuu a mokɔtɔ cornflakes. Yɛahyɛ ho kɛseɛ cornflakes. A yɛde aburo wɔ ha, yɛntumi nyɛ cornflakes. Cornflakes, metwuma adwena baabi so, nneɛma a yɛwɔ a, sɛ yɛwɔ leaders apapa a, wɔn bɛtumi ama Ghana afa ne ntoma pa afira. Ɛna me ne mo ka ho asɛm. Wote ha yi, about 95% of you, aburo anwa koraa no, mo hu bi da. Mekɔ America 25th, only 5 days. Meba a, mɛtɔ aburo anwa no bi, na mede abɛkyerɛ mo, ɛne mo hu sɛ, yɛne akasa, ɛne yɛabɔ yɛn ho aboro. Twɛbɔ yi, it goes to all African leaders. I have a problem with them. Problem I'm one is say, Sabria, Russia, and Ukraine, come to quay wheat. I be a wheat, you bet me a year. You bet me the Abronye corn flour. I import flour and Ghana. I a bro. Baby, I bet me a bro one time. Near the flour. Near stop importation of wheat flour. No airback. When you are in we are going to manufacture our own corn flour. I best substitute that wheat. A year near my baby, that's here, Sri Lanka. Now, and Kola, Sri Lanka, boy, a dear say, a bro, dinky, young Kola, to cry young woman, and Timini Sri Lanka. Now, you see, as I see we are, a bro, a Timmy. A new man, you bet me a year. You need a businessman. Now, make a winning Benin, the fastest developing economy in West Africa today. Benin. Why? Benin for businessman no didn't buy. First, we can't know the party for them play and we call independent. We call them a Ghana from to a Barman. We normally are being called independent. Medicine MPP more. Papa no, almost 2 man, or the near man, pet and a citizen. Cotton, as our and the tourism. This year, our population only less than 10 million, as we have 650 million from cotton production. On the first one, where you go, they call Dubai 3 zones. We will show more warehouse here, our debate and on the boom. But Yami to move to Sala area. Shake area no and Sasi a Gua 1 time, suitable for cotton. So, Sapita, we are cotton, you know. From Nigeria, a copy of the T-shirt say the value chain, the number of industries that free cotton, you can employ 45,000 people. 45,000 from cotton. What you here? And the tourism. And the Benin, France for Europeans are Benin. We're cleaning a chromo. He said, aha, site. Moha, Fiema, in France, Fiema. Fiema. Sauko Rwanda. Rwanda. Now, Kosha Monkey Sanctuary. Who Remwa, we are African national. Almost $300. And where would them? So we are any other national than African. No, you know. Who care $1,000. $1,000. And Sana, Akosha gorillas, no. Who consua, the man who bet in a Jinaha, not a Dianisia, no gorilla, no, the back at Damasu, and $1,000. Now, me boy call her and me catch a woman or castle. Daddy, you need to go and see. Hotel, a quote sino forest, no pan. I see baby, Rwandan president, you know. I don't know yet, or recruit you Ghana for Africans, whom we are tall basketball at the America. Now, we head office, you know, I was Rwanda into a choir and was the hotel. Over the two, our monkey sanctuary. Also, on the wall, na monkeys in Kitano, and in the window. Now, Usha Hotel, no, I said $3,000 a night. Yes. Now, we have one crop of 1,000. Now, for that hotel, I mean, yeah, $3,000 a night. No more could see a million. Aha. Maybe some say a quite cry. What do you coffee, my home? Are you serious? We need a businessman. Give me opportunity and see what I'll do. There will be no village anywhere. We are going to develop all these sites. Now, Agyapong and Mayor, and he said, Ghana, every ministry and crying in the world. This time, I'm going to change it. I'll change it. Pechima, my area, near the Ministry of Local Government, near the Abang. Near the bar, so boys, near the local government bar, all the workers, agencies, and the local government will move to Pechima. When they move to Pechima, they will look for jobs. They will jobs to come. They will look for accommodation. And a down over there, a month for that starting as your dine. Almost see dine, Mason Benyajuma, Carpenter Benyajuma, Plumber Benyajuma, Aquarda Benyajuma, Tyler Benyajuma, Painter Benyajuma. This is how you grow the economy. Oh, yes, I don't know. What can say about Obi Awa on Fanny Yiri and Maputupru, Anani Kuna Maputupru, Obeto phone, obey your phone, obey your mumbo. Uhunisam, and kitten. By the time you realize, now, the Chiman, a fan into my part, Afrida. I have been in fact, more business. But let me tell you, you cannot use a gun by and determine the standard of living for the citizens of this area. No. Unless we create these businesses a best support to market, you know. And no now bet me who say a crazy a more of the girls, boys, woman. So that is how you develop an area. Say, I did make too much in a best. So with the local government in Baha, now the science and technology, of course, you know it. Eh? Ediya Nesramu. Yawo airport, with all these tourist sites, Yantimi and your airport car, you buy airstrip. Airstrip, planes in Kitwano, at the tourists in the Baba. Not restaurant. Sa Abronye, a year surveillance near you. Nakoti, nice hotel and restaurant, all the kids, restaurant, Owuram Koba, or chill B, now one nom, Obi auto be a no any sika, or no Sukofia, Obakofia and rent. This is how you develop the economy. The Mesram, Munyamadum. Obi other John there, maybe the MPP for Tembiano, or Bois. Honorable Safumafu, Anna, Oshia, Eastern Region for our Gabi Fee, Tisania Yeshua, and Walker, a shameful, a play, important role, a change, a Santifo. Now, for UPDA, and one a shameful. And a boy back a recordo and what you call ma NDC station, your friend Accra FM. Now, an opinion program, Adum TV. Between you, you radio no baby, I'm able to be a person on a no more. To be called to honor, and besides, to say. Now, a dear son and the sea in here. And almost full tape no mommy. To a boy and the tea of the she, a corner we a party. If you say, to open no cry back. MPP can never win election in this country without the Ashanti votes. And Yajuma, the Ashanti one MPP will never win. This time, I'm going to fear any part a good for the time, no more two. They moved 470,000 and hand rubber. You will Yana. Now, Abronye, a corridor, Papai, as some Cassia or Kai. And he, because 8 minutes, a condemn on the act, a dear way now. And the other is said, MPP near what call MPP for meeting. Again, bang and about Timua. Which may record a seminar yeka. 2. One fan command station be as NDC 4 station and other command. Who your mambo for? MPP for yeah, Jimmy. Sana Mekano. Na ubechini ya bwana. And then one more, and a nasa euforiata, and a koje, or my gun, and why you who the day. Dam, can you come over dam? Ah, the show about dam. Now, probably one volume. You shall. Well, soon and another. No, my Asante Cap. Yes, in Asante, or something up with a Namunkaho. And they were more, and a nasa euforiata, and a koje, or my gun, and why you who the day. What dam, can you come over dam? Ah, the show about dam. Now, probably one. You shall. Well, soon and another. Although you can not come into no other day. Kwame could have done one day. I didn't can. And I'm just like that. I was the papa. Nothing. You won't carry papa. Can't carry a project. What about my buy? I'm quite getting at the Kwame Zuma buy. Such a form of cry.
Senegal, you will be a canoe. Get your boy and Canoe, Asante Canoe, you Canoe. A bigger fantasy and for the journey to one of you more.
But so what you say, a cow or my Ghana, no one, the Papa Mua, Ghana, Eastern region. It will be a year, the Eastern for, and I yet one more year and Sana.
And I make a very thing in the lower term, party don't rotate or nipple, and people. I should want to kill it.
And yet, I don't want to take party MPP.
MPP no media, women go crazy.
Now, a year then another group baby, a woman a control here. 2 million in our could be more.
That's right. The amount because I think one of the my one party was I think what the party do. UNC na wo kan yana. UNC go ahead.
Ye pa wo ni say ye no.
Me say do it. UNC do it. Ye two aba buta say I think from ye two aba. Say na you party nya. You MPP no me two aba watching. Say na you nya. The people who can the people who do not track as you do not have them.
Oh, as someone of the way as Santifor in a friend Nabus. Orona all responded to Safuma for catching Wabodam. It took President Kufuado the wisdom Ninyansa and was farm paying for a copacho or Asante. And yes, sir. In 2016, you lose election. In the same part, Honorable Safuma for any action for an Eastern Fuasia, a custom local car wheel. Now, I will record here. In the record radio, so now it is our now record here. The months amount in Brazil said, why are there? Oh, many of them. Now, Obi, it to me are all pet. Our only message or the mount. If you say, well, I'm more human yet, who could police here, you do 20,000, who pay immigration, you do 20,000, who pay soldier, you do 30,000. Ninano, I know, almost to me, Mammonim, Emeka, a Sampa, and Tremo, and Tren, you bet me. And I have two almost oh, Canada, Japan, where did the MPP for them? Mesro. Omuba. Momo full tape no 8 minutes. Na muntie enyansa sama me kae ansa na meka asiso. Time sramu. Media ni ame sramu an say na no moto aba etia me mistake e dey atu. This time here. The nano nensio toye ani ye huna ene de ensio toye ade atia no yehu. Sani ayesi akọ opposition ama bosome nwotwe yakoba election yemi third one no enye se enipa awu obi ya yani akwatia wangu na NDC for be contest here now the obi ewo tamale dia wo say unko contest yemi sika. The truth of the matter is, Yamuamu, and Amuso Bayenta adopt a police station method and Kiadibati at the Akoba election. Businessmen, a boy in MPP for Amwao. Omo the boy NDC for NDC ni bako, opening your contract $700 million. And our top plane, my top plane time. Plain time Kramatobi. Omba the Jira Catro Canada Japan. Contract Jira or only a demand. Mumisa was a Tama. A pan 350 million and Kratano 350 million. 700 million. Argentina, Sanko Fono, Omon Kojisika Omo, Woman Fanko Bar election. Yayadi Nanipano, Omwane, Esapa Munjano. Mode ba ebufua wo mode betua bia ye Yani asem wo sameka. Emra MPP wo opposition. Maame bi a support ye pa. No wo kumasi o hotel. The friend Georgia Hotel. Ye kwa ye nyina ho ne egu. Ye ntimi amwa maame no. Ye ba ye mfie nwotwi na. Ye nsi obiom. Ye sori ani nam golden tulip. Oma change no friend Lancaster. Ama maame hotel. Where Auntie Georgina Fachem. We two me mafu. Ama say no hotel no egu. How can you be ungrateful to this woman? Mahama ekoda hotel bi ewo Kumasi. Obeye president yi sala okwa eho no oda. Rich condos on eho no oda. Won enkaya wo. Na say nipa we no MPP ni. Enso nana this time ukoka MPP asem tro no na say wonum hot tea kura obehwe agusu. Businessmen bebre empese omo beti MPP din adia yede ye wo mu nti ti mesram mom yanka ka nyoma bi anye sa ye ko mistake a ombasa tuatia ye mamudi Canada Agyapong ba the businessmen believe in me because natime bia nyuma amagana mrantie ni mama wanya bi me kan makotena si so mu ye video no mu hu ya February about opposition. That Indian EB air torn the factory. And I'm called. Because share and I'm sure Ghana for a war. You know, I'm moving common and who said, wait, and yes, certificate, Juma. And yes, certificate, Juma. Can you show him down and say, man, talk, not obi the talk, no castle or restructure, no you, Modia. Some my way now. O man will be unable to metal. A one and Tiaka. Yes. Omuya plastics waiting. A young man call for. Wait. Some video now. Wait a bar and to set a 2 high. My key so high. Yet the shake machine you might hit. Not a blow, not a say. Oyi firi mu a na maa no epake enu nso hia certificate enti say your mind good leader obia ni seso adwuma obetumi aye maami baako na India ni sisi no oso aye adwuma 17 years bibi sa no say ogisan a oso o man 300 Ghana cedis. So what? Any papa, a memory. One and from Babboy. And say multiply it by 4. Money 1,200. And Obani 1,200. Me maomo, me feedi homo once a day. Once a day. I tell you, no casa, basasa, and the cofa homo, I will joint. And we will bedroom. They save transportation, they save food. Okay, I see. And the minimum year, mommy opportunity. Because some control mobile way. Factory now, I'm a toy, 3 million people. Employ 345 Ghanaians plus 15 Indian technicians, making 360. Opensunya Anidiano, Okoto Asasi 1 acre, our complement, $3 million. The friend Pawi, of the country of Sekoto Abamino. Now, in the Jumania. The band of the complement of Asasi, now a failure, I can solve a factory and why. This time around, Kwata. Now, Peguma Yabia, the money 90%. The nation now.
No more fun Emma, the coming person.
Today, a car, that form here will be a money. And a social contract between the men and me said, this time around, the reform way, that they caught and crank. your big office, data center, you compete to be a deal. And it's a team from Yama Obia appointment. These are the people you have to give them employment. So for a mistake, now I'm fat, Teshima North, I'm fat, Teshima South. Now they require girls here. Who Papa Mania, Tisania, and Ramiko Banda chairman, Timmy Catcher, and say, I breed them. I am in the Kahuna, you breed them by President Roberts. I say 8 years nearby power. For the one in Guano, for Nipa 4. One more attack, Nipa of a chef for the warrior man, and people need by who can wear or farm. And this is what I say, Roma for Nipa 12 within 8 months. Yes, Mahama, let me employ Ghana for me. I say, woman yet Togo, woman yet Benin, woman yet Burkina for, woman yet Ivorians there. Argentina, Yantian MPP for. Mineral Kukudu Bonnie, made the best family women. Obibaka Jozo of the Nipa 10. Now, even constituency executive 17. Now, from 10, Naka 7, then you're Modium Bay. They say, I'm your crown, your Dama will be support as a business man. Now, what a year plus the CBR. Ama, Omo Asabe, Omo Nimu Yansa, Ewo MPP, delegate, and crop for your community. It's more fully funny, openly, we are Brewa Akokra. Pauba and now Nana telephone number a show. And when you do I'll see a Timmy Nana Najuna a show when Mayam said, those who are some party not bread into your DSA and when you're free. That is the only way you can build the party. To make them pay your mama Juma and can you meet back? Obibakasa and Sio Kawafa, the creation will be the Suafa, and the Amia maybe. Obibakasa. By name, see, I'm Jamaican. Obia, you are, or to AD Abronye. Timunya Gidi, Samiba, Messism, and my brother, bonus for you, Madame.
Mama will thank a Semano. Mama will thank a Semano. Tokuru, Shaman. Sorry. Ẹjẹ́ rẹ̀ jìn pàtó ní pùpùsì náà sọ̀rọ̀. Ọ̀nà na ẹ̀mẹ́kúrú ní àwọn pàtì nínú nyinaa no. Ọ̀hwẹ́ aboaboa no aboa His Excellency Kennedy Agyapong ọba bi di president mọ́mọ́ mo sẹ́pà no. Kúkúrú. Yẹ wọ papa bi atwerɛ book bi. Ẹ̀mẹ́kúrú àmọ́ àdáyàm gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ̀yẹ ọ̀haka over 40 years ẹ̀sẹ̀ ẹ̀yẹ ẹ̀mẹ́kúrú sáà. Obi a wakɔ secondary school for the past 40 years. When you see Papa the book da. When the book be actually approaches series. So much of the series I'm writing it is piano. The book from here say the whole West Africa there. I didn't know how baby or a former member of parliament for baby is me Ariasu Pekwai. Honorable Alfred Obi Boate, Mufan piano. Honorable Alfred Obi Boate, the campaign for almost 2 years. The almost year Jumama, His Excellency Kennedy accompanied for the president here. The Timothy regional regional or campaign 4 years of FFS. The Cambria or Cavon, the call Western offer or the Tenimo Nuclear FFS. You may be the Bekoso, now His Excellency or by the president. Kukudu. There were 20 to say back on AU.
ɔyɛ former regional manda ɛwɔ data ne yɛ kumtini yɛ nyinaa na yɛ pono ahafo ɛnyɛ saa former regional chairman ɔyɛ former minister for lands and natural resources ɔsan bɛyɛ ambassador to India. His Excellency Asuma Chairman, I'm going to say channel.
Which of the candidates do we have now? Which of them do you think can give a certain kind of hope to Ghanaians? Clearly, it is difficult for Abronye to instill any hope now. And that is why those of you following Abronye, you must know that Abronye will not be a good candidate for us this time. Only a dear promising Ghana former Ghana for Ginedi. MPP for a power be the promise being a power. Abronye need promise be or the Ghana for Ginedi. But I can assure you, the era Kennedy, Kase, Abronye be do 18 or better car, man, said, Obenya car, can afford Kennedy. Why am I saying this? Because Abronye did not deliver on most of his promises. One village, one dam, anye you. Or no one judge now. A cinema one village, one dam, anye one constituency, 1 million, anye Palugu Dam or what studio we can say it is NPP's flagship program and not Palugu Dam really. It was problematic. Okujina Cape Coast got promising harbour, a new harbour to be built. No promising airport to a Cape Coast. Yeah, the now Okujina can say no correct. It didn't happen.
Abusia audio bi ababonting. Beka say leak audio. Na leak audio no utie ene no ye ne nsɛm nipa ne ka ama asɛm na critical papa na ne nyina no nsɛm a ɛwɔ audio no mu no ene sɛ NPP niema emo mu lose the election na omo sɛ force senka Abronye mara no nya de sɛ bɛboa party no na ene no akwaye controversy ebi kyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ Henry Nanaboache na bi ɛkasa and not just a secret audio no and let me a poppy up. It be so to say a yon one. But before say on one say on one and somewhere a wo audio no dear a idea saying summoner and what thing somewhere a no correct and somewhere a dick candidate and to say and a nebio saying on wow a idea and some no tresse Kennedy a compare with Japan the bit me a bois NPP man you come power no. Omo etimi ana NPP etimi enya yes na me pese kokoti odu na won so judge wo comment section so Henry Nanaboache na bi anase enye ono na eye ono anase enye ono ensem no ti nso a hunu se ensem aye nokore anase enye nokore na we delegate na wotie ensem bi sei na obi a party da na koma so ekyerechire ensem bi sei ya na hu sampa Abronye is not the option. But the option rather is Kennedy Akompreko Agyapong. Me person kasa dodo yenye bre na yentie audio no a leaky ne bi kire say na bi nso say yenye ono ano yenko tie.
Parliamentarians ye can on vote boma e bro presidential. Actually, there's one fact that I want to bring along. That fact ne say no amunim no Abronye during the 2024 election. Your parliamentarians not perform better than him. Yeah, no, I perform better than the parliamentarian. That's not true. If you put all the parliamentarians together, their votes were actually higher than what Abronye got. If you put all our parliamentarians together, they got 5.2 million. Abronye got 4.8 million. This has never happened in the history of MPP. ABC that. Say parliamentarians here can't vote boma a bro presidential candidate no vote. It means that every time piano presidential candidate no any more than the parliamentary candidates. almost all the time. Bawumia Nkwane performed abysmally when it comes to the parliamentary votes and that was the presidential vote. So it tells you, say our president was not that popular. Our president actually had lost his strength. He was just not attractive. That is why the parliamentarians outperformed him. Ask why that happened. After Rumianti says MPP and Sunday Baba Power Biano. I'm also stating the fact here. Please listen to this carefully. And Sunday Baba Power Biano. You instill a certain hope into the Ghanaian populace. Every time. What do you hear work for? Also, about free maternal care. Emma Mokwa Waswa. Money a future. Mokwa Waswa. You're free. Onimwa. Postnatal, ni antenatal. Be free. You're pressure. Uba coffee free. Uba fa one fa uba. Now coffee free. Iwekufo started this. And he campaigned on it and he won. It was a flagship project that he was bringing on board. Free SHS, Mama because school free, Escafording here for money na bako. That was the hope Nanado came to power with. Now, which of the candidates do we have now? Which of them do you think can give a certain kind of hope to Ghanaians? Is it Kennedy? Is it Bawumia? Is it Brian? Is it clearly? Is it Agyapong or is it Agyapong? Clearly, it is difficult for Bawumia to instill any hope now. That is why those of you following Bawumia, you must know that Bawumia will not be a good candidate for us this time. Only Adebia Obdeba promising Ghana former Ghana for Ginedi. MPP for Baba Power Bia, yeah, the promise being a power. Bawumia ni promise Bia or the Baba Ghana for Ginedi. In fact, Bawumia or promising milk crowd to school for Ghana for Ginedi. And this is for catch Ghana for so or bois. Ghana for this is ready. But I can assure you, the era Kennedy, Casse. Abronye bia do 18 obeto car manana se obenya car kana for beji Kennedy. Why am I saying this? Because Bawumia did not deliver on most of his promises. One village, one dam, anya you. Or no one ko judge na esene mu kan here. One village, one dam no anya ye. One constituency, 1 million. No, anye. Palugu Dam or what studio we can say it is NPP's flagship program and not Palugu Dam really. It was problematic. Okujina kept Scott promising harbor, a new harbor to be built. No, promising airport to a Cape Coast. Yeah, the now Okujina can say, you know, correct. It be as any home. It didn't happen. Okojina yura numu sarabutu. Eye nkramopani eni promise no say Saudi Arabia hene say oba be see a medical university. We are 42 senior high schools. Amagana. It never happened. How many times did Bawumia promise people? He promised Ghana heaven. He promised a good economy. As we speak now, Bawumia economy wasn't beyond Ghana for. Intidia no beka check na phobia. That's why I'm saying MPP acquire your first super power no. You promising kind of phobia sa promise no you about me ntimi yet. He can't, because even if he makes it, nobody will believe him. But look at you are Kennedy. From the time of your politics, everything he has promised, he has delivered. I give you about promising the Pia will deliver. And now you are not primacy or promises say, and Pesua, one of the trouble Cassia Diamano, or be your factory Diamon. Many workers say, what cut a short a quarter top and Sassibe ever voter region because they voted for him massively. Was starting a $36 million ethanol factory of voter region after his promise. Just after the campaign, we usually one or call. No starting and the said a factory, he has cut the short and the $36 million ethanol factory is being started. Many can say, and was I cut the short our central region. Yeah, obviously the largest pharmaceutical company in Africa. It's happening right now. He's cut the short today because central region was also a base that supported him. So anytime Bianwa Papa Oba make any promise Bian, he delivers on his promises. The question is, if he say you lose ye mama buy me pamcho, what is send clamofo penny phobia babontia bekase, ye knew ya say yan to aba ama baumia. In fact, some of the clerics are even openly campaigning for Ken. And openly saying they don't like Baumia. Not because he's a Muslim or not because he's not a Muslim, but because almost you say, why one more crowd they cannot identify with him. The Bamucho, what to say? Kusasi, phobia Pia Bonjaka say, only a mistake in Jaffe, you better about Baumia. One more, a quarter, aba 555. Yeah, can it be no 0? I was slim honor. Yeah, but 2 main 1 2 0 by if I'm a child. What is all about a Becca so many home? And ye be a certain region for all about a Becca say, you know, see to Obama, Iraboniana, if I'm a child, I wish for Miss Remo 2 million here. Now, Sabi say. Da eta ne kwansani ade nya no omo sabi no se ye fa so ne ka no so bia mo fa ntebe ame montru ne etia ne se yakọ bia na anaba yakọ akodama baba no nkyere se ye ntu yeja obia ntimi hunahuna obia okrom ha o bia na na me koye no me makotua me danka because minim sa mekọ enti rent de matua se mano media chrono de ntimi famine ko bie nai ene de obi anime ha wa Ghana say MPP 8 years no MPP amamuo 8 years no ntimi famine ma Abronye enko national security asoe MPP amamuo 8 years ntimi famine ma Abronye enko police headquarters MPP amamuo 8 years ntimi famine ko bie na access dabi because setete ye onu me susu se ne mpaboa so se et se tunkusa eba be chime ko police station na me ko duru ye na no usu obi adi watem me duru police station a usu me mobile phones wan na me say otonsa frɛ me anasa frɛ me mobile phones. The first thing I me duru police station you requested from me say me hand over me mobile phones and from Ghana Police Service meaning say a producer voice no me faso ye den enya me information ade ye maduma e wo hia TV na me ya brewa ba nti emu me kwase ya waton safre ni padua no me duru ye no me mobile phones e hia tete ye wonu acha me ankasa amaba
enti se me mobile phone ni ho de a ɛsɛ ye hankɔfo me ɛde me kotum because ma so ɔdene ye bisa mobile phone me se me ni mobile phones asa na me mobile phones ni o me baba kwa na ma hwahwehwam me hwahwehwam no ma hu ne mobagye afiri me ho ne mobahia afiri me ho enti saa de na mobahia afiri me ho no ma boaboa me ho ansa na meko enti me mfa ma na wagye askane o no wahu omo a wo mo di information bra Abronye o nanka wona asie se obi adidi watem se wo mpaboa se tunkusa wona asie o se obi adidi watem nipa ne mobile phone eni watem me do the first thing munyi ne mobile phones nyina amra ne enkohwe ade kura ewom because omu susu se obi wa aban mu a oma Abronye information phones no so de mon sanka ati mo fa me nkotum because me ma so de phone pa baba de mo wagya me de fa me kotum se mobile phone na ma ne so de mbekọ kotum fa me kotum wo mo hankofo me wie ye nse de me kan ye no me se na nado 8 years administration em fa me nko police station ye wie ya na mo se companies mienu ye hwehwemu na ye odia ye board na Asempa countryman. Yes, it's true. It's Abronye dia, I am media. Abronye communication and manning. I am media no kre. Adwuma abanya adwuma ba na dia na mse me na me si Jubilee House. Abanya adwuma me dia yen say Asempa countryman me na me eno na me di si Jubilee House. Asempa countryman and I made see Rich Hospital in Tibonchimentum. Because won't mean family man met now when him and Miss Sammy questions ya a hunya Tina Sammy some mouth answers ya hunya day here. Because throughout some companies way at na Chroma the last 9 years and ya by a jumada. But company no survival, and ya buying too much survival. A survival, you know. Upasa investigate ya, my investigate ya and kosi who. Nti afeda mo pasa mo amoti free me what say. Ebi ame ya adwuma bi na a whole government machinery. Mo pa Abronye achena. Mo investigate ya mo nya hwe. Emfri no ho say ye pe bibi corruption bi dia yire no ntinu munya nwiye no nti saade ya wo da ye mfoso ne ye nkase wadidi IGP atem ne ye nyire no nti afede me companies ye wie ya adama obia publish say me 15 houses one crime. Aye Azeka Mankwa Jare on a ye bono deputy program officer Edema Honorable Kennedy Agyapong and a Maswan Mahama on a ye Kennedy Agyapong a director of operations on a publishing on social media say 15 houses a one crime Nini na ye media Mikoduriano, na CID officer. Set, se onu, bisame say. Sa daina, Kennedy Agyapong Crawford no publish say, me ma Abronye diano. Fahin ne wo, men konkwa kyerɛ omo. Men konkwa kyerɛ omo. Wo mre kwa me ankasa ma twere krata, ade akwa bie na for said omo investigate. Sa 15 houses no omo say media no. Mikoko dru CID aswe ya. Investigator said say onu bisam say Kennedy Agyapong Crawford na make am publish ade no social media Azeka Mankwa Jare ene Maswar Mahama say 15 houses no ebi wo domin ebi brofo bi alode na akokeka no wo honom no mummisa say under the constitution no me mako Supreme Court ma Supreme Court wabua say first ladies for no and omunye under article 71 Supreme Court abua sa ubo sisia Kwame Bafo Abronye versus Attorney General ebe yaba ama Supreme Court abua say first ladies second ladies omunye under article 71 and yatam sika ama Lordina President Mahama uwo UNO Lordina so wo ho hwan Lordina ekono anyo man ni sika ne yede ne koy anyo man ni sika na de Lordina copy UNO a ene o kire brofu mu wo hoy producer me de brofu na ma o esa reba Ghana ene da ya o wi fo nsa no wa hwe odie yi o ene ya me no kasai no we are spending over $300,000 on Lordina Mahama our UN General Assembly. Jemisa say sika tokono ane ne kunu adi tu kwano enuru $20,000 ento moti mo yinadi enti President Mahama so neda dua mo ba yinadi ana eno na eda di say o mining democracy no turning upside down na sa UN assembly ya omokoye panyini bi wo NDC mu a mene ne ye fine ne ye neighbors ono na medima ni toye enka me katra omo say enka sa UN General Assembly enka Ghana mo nkobi na se mo amunim ne ato mo me katra mo prince sa panyini na mene ne ye neighbors awo NDC mu no ana medima ni toye nanka UN General say wa man bebra omkodro ne ya pam omo kamegu Ghana ni mase flat kamu nkobi kamu beduru wa ye bapamo ka President Mahama onya kwanya e must fit bia wo UN General Assembly ho ka ho na obehu say ye bad boys Messi abawo hano from UN General Assembly one. You have no idea. Panyine na medina mama ni toye. Kami break mu down mamu dia ningwase baba tena fie. Mamu hu say, opia nsuro mu wo krom ha. Panyine na medima ni toye. Na me ye din na me pusia. Anhwa na bia kokana na majai. Kamwara mo ba ti say, mo kayan kan tremo mo duru ayese. Unya kwame must fit bia wo ruwan General Assembly nanka mo de ningwase abetena fie bas panyini na medima ni toye na me ye di ka ningwase afi ka be to man Ghana no e wo ruwan General Assembly me se ka President Mahama be kwa akoso ho anso ka ye man nkasa ma ye bibia wie abene soko ba panyini na medima ni toye Kam hona mu behu say omu wia no ma ka kire mu say eye Kwame Bafo Abronye ene koso mu sa usu ba so timinyam foko koya pamo tapanyi na medima ni toye kama dwirimu agu ewo UN Assembly ma mbehu say nasa no mu ne binumu diri a officer me no wo betima tete me a me so ba tete o pa ma tete o pa and on my Ghana, you spending $300,000. Lordina call UN Assembly no, you spending over $300,000. Assembly now corner $300,000. Or money we are spending on her. And man, diako, and you know so President Mahama. Yem filing petition near Nina Diana. Ye be some question because. In the case of Kwame Bafo Abronye versus Attorney General, Supreme Court can pay on the sponsor salary no issue no. Supreme Court can pay say President in the to Obama say be dia. O yire nka ho bi. Enei o yire wo UN Assembly. E ka brofo akese Ghana na atuaka. Wo kwa no ne ne koy. Na o ka brofo akese Ghana na atuaka. Won so yenyi wadi ana. Se toko no adini kuna to kwan per the policy there wo de obaka kire say your policy say first lady to kwan or man fa ho ka but the judiciary I am arm of government ono de any right so adini kunu betu kwan na sa issue no nko a mo gina so no eda di pefe se president Mahama no pe tokono nti eye ne ya se tokono di ne kunu atu kwan no amfa no president Mahama anko eye ne ya because u pe tokono a eye do di ne kunu tu kwan na ye so grand for her removal president Mahama se u pe tokono dia tokono upeno enu nti adini kuna tu kwan ye oya because enye oya dia ye so grand for the removal so adini kuna tu kwan enti ye remove no ba wo de ode lode na ko wo de remove a enye yie o man be ni ase ye practice democracy na mom military rule na yetim o man be ya producer about voice no mandi
Vision International and your partners. On behalf of the children from around the world, thank you for your unwavering commitment to the vulnerable. I am pleased with this year's theme, a moment of hope. It is very relevant, particularly as our leaders gather for the 80th UN General Assembly at a time when the global order is rapidly changing. We gather here from different nations and cultures, but we are united by our shared faith. Through prayer and collective action, we can create a world where every child is protected and empowered to achieve their full potential. To quote President John Dramani's words, the challenges facing our children today are immense, but they can be tackled through decisive leadership. Across the world, children are affected by conflict and humanitarian crisis. The UN estimates that hundreds of thousands of children are caught up in armed conflict. A significant number of children are in Africa, where they are robbed of their childhood, forced to fight, and go through terrible experiences. These are precious lives, destroyed by circumstances beyond their control. When nations fail to focus on policies that safeguard the home, strengthen communities, and nurture the youth, it is our children who suffer the most. When conflicts erupt, they are the ones who lose parents, siblings, homes, and dreams, and carry emotional scars that can last a lifetime. This is why this prayer service is so vital. It is a moment for us to pause, reflect, and seek divine intervention. It is a moment to collectively
Usho mu face ya ya boka de ne ko wo da yi wadi enye yi yankwa ada issues ne ya murmra. You see Ghana yesi e kondo producer bo president Mahama ne voice no osisi ye mistake at the NDC ba bo voice no mayanko osisi ye mistake the NDC ba bo voice no mayanko.
Na me say yam from so na NDC transu bioma sebi ade ebesi ni say that you be baba ka che say o ma
inu na me di mani toye na me ye din na me pusia anka na bia kokana na majai kamwara mo ba ti say mo kayan kan tremo mo duru ayese unya kwane ma speech bia wo ruwan jena sam nanka mo de ningwase abetena vie bas panyini na me di mani toye na me ye din kaningwase afi keba to o man Ghana no e wo ruwan jena sam me se kapeda mama be kwa akoso ho aso kaye manen kasa ma ye bibi awie abene soko ba panyine na mede mani toye kam ho na mo behu say o mo wi na o ma ka kire mo say eye kwa me bafo abronye e na ko so mo sa usu ba so timinyam foko ko ya pamo sa panyine na mede mani toye kama dwirimu agu e wo yuwa na samra ma mo behu say na sa no mo ne binu diri a officer me no wo betima tete me a me so ba tete o pa ma tete o pa and on my Ghana you spend $300,000 Lodina call UN assembly no you spend over $300,000 assembly now corner $300,000 or money we are spending on her e man dey akọ enti eno so President Mahama yem file petition ni anyina dia na ye bisa mo question because in the case of Kwame Bafo Abronye versus Attorney General no Supreme Court can pay on the sponsor salary no issue no Supreme Court can pay say President ni eto abama se bedi ade wo yire nka ho bi enei wo yire wo UN assembly kabrofo akese Ghana na atuaka wo kwa no wona ne ne koy na o kabrofo akese Ghana na atuaka wonso yanyi wadi ana se toko no ade ne kuna to kwan per the policy dia wo dia wo ba ka kire se eye policy say first lady to kwan o man fa ho ka but the judiciary I am arm of government ono dia ni right so de ne kunu betu kwan na sa issue no nko a mo gina so no e da di pefe se President Mahama no pe toko no nti eye ne ya se toko no di ni kunu atu kwan no amfo no President Mahama anko eye ne ya because u pe toko no eye do di ni kunu tu kwan never ye so grand for her removal President Mahama se u pe toko no dia toko no upeno enu nti odini kuna tu kwan ye oya because enye oya dia ye so grand for the remover so odini kuna tu kwan enti ye remove no ba wo de ode lode na ko wo de remove a enye yie o man be ne ase ye practice democracy na mom military rule na yetim o man be ya producer about voice no menti
Vision International and your partners. On behalf of the children from around the world, thank you for your unwavering commitment to the vulnerable. I am pleased with this year's theme, a moment of hope. It is very relevant, particularly as our leaders gather for the 80th UN General Assembly at a time when the global order is rapidly changing. We gather here from different nations and cultures, but we are united by our shared faith. Through prayer and collective action, we can create a world where every child is protected and empowered to achieve their full potential. To quote President John Dramani's words, the challenges facing our children today are immense, but they can be tackled through decisive leadership. Across the world, children are affected by conflict and humanitarian crisis. The UN estimates that hundreds of thousands of children are caught up in armed conflict. A significant number of children are in Africa, where they are robbed of their childhood, forced to fight, and go through terrible experiences. These are precious lives, destroyed by circumstances beyond their control. When nations fail to focus on policies that safeguard the home, strengthen communities, and nurture the youth, it is our children who suffer the most. When conflicts erupt, they are the ones who lose parents, siblings, homes, and dreams, and carry emotional scars that can last a lifetime. This is why this prayer service is so vital. It is a moment for us to pause, reflect, and seek divine intervention.
It
is a moment to collectively
gathering na usho mu face ya ya boka de ne ko wo de yi wadi anye yi yanko ada issues ne murmra. You see, Ghana yesi a kondo producer but President Mahama ne voice no osisi ye mistake at the NDC ba but voice no mayanko osisi ye mistake the NDC ba but voice no mayanko
na me say yam from so na NDC transu bioma sebi ade ebesi ni say that you be baba beka say o man no ya ton nti obi anfa ne bag na mu fi Ghana hanko ebi say obi abeto na me say yam from so na NDC transu bioma sebi ade ebesi ni say that you be baba beka say o man no ya ton nti obi anfa ne bag na mu fi Ghana hanko ebi say obi abeto na me say yam from so na NDC transu bioma sebi ade ebesi ni say
nje say yenton Ghana enipa na o kana asem na ono na di so se NDC na te so ankoton Ghana na yete o man mu hanano wo ha na nipa timi kase o ye de ye kondo NDC ntie kofo maba obi oso oba obeton Ghana ye mfonso de NDC babiema a ono ane na edi animu waka kire mo say campaign mu no onyankopon honhom ebo wura animu Holy Ghost ebo wura President Mahama mu e ma pie firi nanum aka kire mo ka kire Ghana fo say e ma mu nya mistake emfa ne ma honhom konkom bo wura animu honhom konkom bo wura animu Emma adwempa na ekita na enye papa epie firi na numbai e wo sasebwe no na enye President Mahama ana na ede ne pe account na mom konkon ana bowura ne mu akokasa sebe ya ye behu nipa na o pese ye frɛ no ababio no ye mfa tumi man biem no asem we pie firi na no enso Ghana fo ye si aso dene anti ede ne baba ene ede ne ba yo yate mo de ne ba ye ene onkwaton Ghana na adia abufu na se no yense Ghana fo biem e wo President Mahama nsam ni say Donald Trump at America oso mpese obehu Ghana fo anim mpese obehu Ghana fo anim enti so ye president of the Republic of Ghana. The first thing as so you say would you know man for woman within and outside Ghana president Aduma ye dia say on sanon say we are president here would you know man for woman within and outside Ghana Nedikan Ghana for woman America sisiano kwan ben so na Donald Trump do binum faso and Ghana for binum under Donald Trump administration entimin pie enkoye adwuma entimin wako free to say Biden wo honom no enkokoye adwuma because mo tete udi hu agora immigration peke wa the next yini say ye do oba na Donald Trump no ti America ase ompe woman fo matu kwan akwa bradi abafia abahwe yire ne ma abusuafo egu o mati no omu ye adwuma wa awomu e dia ba abahwe omu Donald Trump so ompe o mani mahwe enti wo wasede ne sai wo badwe na omu ho na obi a ompe Ghana fo ani mahwe no Sa nipa no kofa widifuo binum say wo de agi omo wa ha na da bia no paganafo enye koko enchichi bom entoso emfankomo ya gi $6 million pay $6 million aton Ghana $6 million ya ton Ghana akoji enkrofo a Donald Trump fi say Africa no mo se fata na mo se fata America President Mahama kwa akoji atum agi o maba agreement no ada na wonye no agreement no mu say sa wo se menyi sa nkrofo no dia ane wo nso gitum se Ghana fo e wo ho no enka ho e wo kuro no so utim ka sa kire Donald Trump na chese die mu bedie ene se mote dollar pampana na mu yira fi se mo da doma no amamu a mote se dollar cent kasa dollar no na mudi akire na mom nyate mamufo a mosomo mo within and outside Ghana and amodwene omo ho timo akwaje o maba mosimu betima hwe omo Ghana fo a wo hye omo bose wo ba wo be yi omo afri ahokire mu no watima yi omo afri mu no wakwa akwaji bi aba be ka ho ne yesora no pa ye mansa ayi chibom aye milom pampa e dia kwakọ momo ama omo ba bi papa da na bro ayi sankrofo na Donald Trump so no omo ntimi ntra no anopa bia o man Ghana e do omo be kwa Lancaster Hotel no makodi breakfast papa bi continue na Ghana fo omo tua tax a teacher fo omo tua tax nurses fo omo tua tax agade fo omo tua tax hairdressers omutua tax baba fo omutua tax no omu sora no pa Lancaster breakfast no omunya bidi no wakọ akọfa nkrofo Donald Trump say ompa omu na sa nkrofo ne de sefata Africa no wakọje omu na no pa ye di patragu abanka mu ne yi omu yakọ akọfa omu afri omu hotel edo omaba Lancaster ba bia breakfast papa wo no ma baba didi pache ye wia no ma san koda anwumre yakofo mo no ma ba didi pache ye haaso mo e wo Africa because ye de betuma haaso Donald Trump a ono ewiase nyina wo mo wo facility chain obia no oso ntimi nhwe mo ba Ghana de oso betuma hwe mo because okomfo bia ka kire o say dia widifo na hwe mo na no ye nyinche Konfobia kachiro say je widifo na hwe omo na eno no manyinche ubenyina che enti wasema wo kan ye se Ghana fo nim na so omo de NDC ba je beda sori no na o maton Ghana no evidence ne na me de ama no enei 2015 ukofa Guantanamo Bay from Yemen ebae Emma Supreme Court bua asem ne say e kwana a wode nkrofo ne baaye no etia oman ne mra no wabu constitution ne so na oman bia ka President Mahama ontimi medi president biem because what the cannot take a decision be Emma Supreme Court akase wabu constitution ne so enti obi a omu constitution so no ye nto aba mane medi president biem finito obia omu constitution we no 1992 kon die omu no ye nto aba man say o make it a constitution no ora mon fante beba ho eba you an ye kan ho asem na makwa jinkrofo ya begu ye so Ghana fo na wo share bo and Ghana Statistical Service report akire say unemployment rate no ekosoro adentia mo ba ye no 9 months nie no Ghana fo ma yu omadi mo makotena fie no over 150,000 anti unemployment rate no enkosoro
we were approached by the
and the Ghana Statistical Service report enya Abronye na eka Ghana Statistical Service report say unemployment rate yede ekosoro all because mobile yero enyema papa na nado ni bo mi aban ye no oh mo yo mu nyina di ama mo akotena fie mo mfa adwuma na mo fa no wo ma no tine masa akosan agreement foforo ade nkrofo na basema gi wo Supreme Court judgment no eni ni o Mrs. Margaret Bamford versus Odani bi ono ne woba at social media ADD MPP polling station executives atem because ni kunu no adi kanaka say MPP for yen kwasiafo na oba na so aba be bie na no say MPP delegates mu yen kwasiafo mo jimi
Awa so busancha ha Phoenix medi edisiki enti Abronye DC me ba cho wako bie na sales waba asese ndie wako
baba kan ya da omu nyina asese o manchechire enye
abusia aseda ni wie ye ne ho e na obeti asi Ellen Amadaku eso because obeka ya on this same channel ye story bi edema when Abronye DC ekoye no Amadaku etimi ko GH1 TV eko kan kire mu pay eso ono no the echoes on how I treat Abronye DC one pay the bet onye a fan of Abronye DC is on a style of politics on why an regional chairman open ho bet on pay the way Abronye DC and politics I was answer we and our trigger Abronye DC any or born adwin e de ma baumia eda ye friend Ellen Amadaku abusan yin TV
Amadaku Mary Plano mon kan kire no Dr. Mahmoud Baumia Campo, Moon Countries, Amadaku, Mary Plan. Me, in my political life, I hate nonsense. Me in my political life, me belong to Obi Campua. No, say, obedience and fun, me no, or the Baba me, my Abronye me territory. On whom Babia obedina Grayere, Ako, so the Nimna so Nima. Walking from your bedroom to a washroom crano, it's difficult for you. Amadaku. Uko cancer fumbi wo Angel FM. Me ye din and I'm a help. Me ye din time a beer knife for frame first, you know. Because one am fra waka wa Amadaku, unyan sakura to respond to beer knife for. Unyan to respond. Politics in Wuhana wabuaneda. Wo Amadaku, wo, yes, struggle to make sure, say, MPP party, yaba winning political power from 2010 Ebano, na Ghana politics, ye nimdimbia, ye friend Amadaku. Mube hum microphone, and raya, ma hum microphone, 1 years in ye, dabana hum microphone. Mube hum microphone, mu pese mu force wa, enya fame. Uko Angel FM that BNI for that video is still there and some fun what can I decide that someone respond and that's what I can't say my entire many fan of Abronye politics. What do you mean by only fan of Abronye politics? Now wono any political elections men have me hunya dia na politics mo wo Amadaku wona me Abronye betima compete in NPP and in Ghana as Jenna. Diabana wo Amadaku, wona me betima compete our politics more Ghana. What do you mean? And I'm officer Mudi Dr. Mahmoud Baumia Chintimo kan kwasi asema. Me my brother I won't respond to you. Who born dog? Media, uni mama mon control. Don't hide behind Baumia. Who hide behind I'll fish you out. Because Santam Funa Oka Bakuna Miye Dino, you think say now wo bedroom to watch room cranante yode. Wo politics no why na wo no wabuaneda. Wo be do politics mu. Enti me no ntimi nyepe. Uni akokwa bakra wo abuano politics mu da. Say me nye fan of Abronye politics. Hey, stupid talk. Sa media mo fama fofra de be cross border na de se mo hu ba bia mo de ko enti mo kan kire so hu ba bia o de ko ordinary stupid behavior no eba me level dia me de ne beto from flat on survival because we na mo bia nim say we lady bia we so arrogant and you know me I don't like you until me here so be me fan for what nam to be manaye me to be me here fame what kind of nonsense is that me too me political fame in the year na me fame kra na te say me nya papa wona kra na fe na wudi bie na office wona fe na ba be pedino but yeah you better make kwakodi baby the next 30 years ni yaba you can't compete me and that is a fact eti me can't tell say wonya fan of I don't need say wo ba ya me fan I don't even need you I don't even need you so person temen kan oba temen kan me nyo bia me kohwe obi animo me kama dwena kyerɛw a me bobɔ wo pa akɔtare nipa na ti me yi wapie akama dwena kyerɛw you are being stupid so bia nkan kyerɛw a wo arrogance na wo de ninam krom ha wo fi sɛ wo pon na sɛ NDC fo no do ko di fufuo ha video a wo fi sɛ no ane politics no wo wie na NDC fo no do ko tena ha video na mo to fufuo ma di a wo fi sɛ no ane politics you are nobody. You are nobody. I mean, no, dear now in politics, over to my compete me. And now, woman, see, I'm a madaku, over to my compete me. And woman, see, I'm a madaku, dear now, bet me, they are competing me. So stop that nonsense.
Now, Omiye, and I will see a video in so I drop it on social media. Now, this is a video. Mami bi a offering no say Kennedy Japan bibi mama which Abronye DC chief say Kennedy Japan so ene no ewoba. Now lady no ensem a waka wo video no me ba to TV which is an attack to a delegate on beto aba e de elect Kennedy Japan ene Baumia no eno e na asa mami no wo di wo matema ama Abronye DC so 8 million emphasis a which him say sa tem ni die no delegate na hwe so no mo fa nto aba but before tie video na mami ko make here
Sim ho aka say Kennedy go na beba ye nyina ebe ka akọtọ ama no mo amusim mamo nto ma no mo for sim ho aka say Kennedy go na beba ye nyina ebe ka akọtọ ama no mo amusim mamo nto ma no kwasiafo nwa mamo nto ma no mo nto ma mo ho ade no wini amobeto ama no obi anyam vote mo fuck off with your stupidity. You are all idiots. Kwasiafo me bompaye se munjimi sa na mama kenenri mama ne hwia na nisu betinu obi antunfu biom mo ya moa papa na mama ne hwia na dechitafo no mo aye angels no ma na amamu mo omo ni mo akwa akoto aba no sa kwasiade no me amu ni se mini vote. Me who said, Ken, what's the fucking point in going to register for your stupid voter's ID card? What will I use that stupidity to do? Jehovah says for a program, match your area. Now, what will be some voter's ID card? That's stupid. That's like
executive. One of the foundation of the party, no, the constituency executives. The regional executives, electoral area coordinators, omune kita kuno. Se party no, yes, senya mana senya. Ebe kwa kowie fam, ne de ya adwuma. Nti me ti wana so bi ya na adwen say, or the polling station executives oni
supporter say Kennedy Japan meba.
And
common the inter say yeah a lot of polls here. Yeah. Independent.
Mrs. Margaret Bamfo and Henry Nanabuachi, plaintiffs, versus the Attorney General and the Minister of Interior. Defendants. Conclusion part of the judgment. Dated 2017. Consequently, we hold that upon a true and proper interpretation of Article 75 of the 1992 Constitution of Ghana, the President of the Republic of Ghana, in agreeing to the transfer of Mahmoud Omar Mohammed bin Atif and Khalid Mohammed Salif Dubai to the Republic of Ghana required the ratification by an act of parliament or a resolution of parliament supported by the votes of more than 1/2 of all the members of parliament, and by virtue of the failure to obtain such ratification, the agreement is unconstitutional. We Yemen for no kofa mobile 2015. Mrs. Margaret Bamfo and Henry Nanabuachi, MPP Nanabuachi, Nanabi, at the court Supreme Court, near Supreme Court to kind. And so President Mahama in 2025, the very thing that Supreme Court to say, unconstitutional, was